Okay, back again with another Nintendo Power issue. This is Nintendo Power Volume 38, and this is from July of 1992. You can see Street Fighter is on the cover. Street Fighter 2, very big in the arcades, and there was a home port coming out for the Super Nintendo. I think the Super Nintendo had a license deal with Capcom to release it first on their system before the Genesis got it, so this was a big deal. And I played Street Fighter 2 at Aladdin's Castle in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And I thought the graphics and it looked really cool. Just seeing all the moves. I was never really good at it, but for some reason I did get the Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 2, on the Super Nintendo. And I ended up getting Turbo as well. Didn't get Super after that, though. But it was huge at this time. This is 1992. This is July 1992. Hey, Richard. How's it going? Hello, hello. How was your day? How's everything going? Yeah, nice cover. This is Guile doing one of his... I think that's his Fierce kick, or the Fierce is when he swings it high up. I don't know. You see, this is during when Street Fighter was really huge. This is issue 38 from July 1992. Here on the cover, we have that same Samus reorder form. We have the free guide you could pick up when you subscribe. I think we went over Mario Mania last time. And we have, do you know where your game packs have been? And you have, so they're saying that a dog ate Super Mario Brothers 3. They're saying, you want to you wanted to play it. It's too bad. The first thing he found was your favorite game pack. He slobbered all over it. Sure, he couldn't have gone for his plastic doggy bone, but no, he just had to have your game. Don't worry, all is not lost. Your NES cleaning kit, you will want to clean off the contacts before using this game again. Be thankful you stopped him before he had a chance to really destroy it. Then you would have had to take it to a Nintendo World Class Service Center to have it repaired. You need to take care of your games. Looks like you need to play with your dog more too. So I don't know what kind of breed of dog that is. Kind of cute dog. They have the Game Boy cleaning kit, the Nintendo cleaning kit, and a Super Nintendo cleaning kit. And you can call, I guess, to order and give more information. There's official Nintendo cleaning centers that used to be around. I guess service centers in stores. I don't remember seeing those growing up. So July 1992, Volume 38, you have the NES games here, Panic Restaurant, which I'd like to play that. Maybe we will play that sometime, now that I can know how to play emulators on stream. Like Magic, and you got other games here. I don't want to go over them too much because we'll get into them. And we got the Player's Pulse, the letters here. We have student. So here, because we come to work every day and have a regular routine, we sometimes forget the unique side to some of our readers' daily lives. That is, until we open your letters. So these must be just daily letters of people, just general handbag letter section, I guess. Student power. I am a high school student and a power player. Whenever I feel like I'm buried in research papers, tests, and labs needing to be completed, I call a time and go for my Super NES, NES, or Game Boy. Playing video games cleans my mind. It also gets rid of stress. I've found the system to be the next best thing to having an actual arcade machine, and they cost less. That's from Stanley Nig in Longview, Washington. Bloodstained Developers said today, the next up... I did get an email about that from Igarashi, and the last playable character. They said they were running into some problems with patches or something with the game. They confirmed it will be a crossover character, and it's unique from the series, right? A friend from a friendly studio. Ah. I did see that, and I thought of you, Richard. Games Broke, hello. Are you reading upside down? I am reading upside down, and that's why I'm kind of reading really slow, because my camera does not mirror it. It's weird. But hopefully I'll get better at this, reading upside down. Some people are betting Shovel Knight, Ukulele, and the Blasphemous Guy. I think it will be Aurora and her light thingy? Oh, from Child of Light. Ukulele would be weird. Yeah, probably shoveling. Well, he's already in the game, though. That's the only thing. Maybe Aurora. I could see Aurora, right? But that's Ubisoft, right? Awesome Twosome. We got our NES in 1988 and have beaten about 50 games. One really cool thing is that because my brother has no arms, he plays with his feet. That's pretty cool. Sam and John Sheptalk, Interlochen, Florida. 2 aspiring game counselors, possibly. So there they are. Move over Beethoven. While my brother Nicky was playing SimCity, I started playing the village music on my keyboard. After working out a few bugs, it sounded perfect. Bobby D'Erico, Stratford, New Jersey. Countdown 3:30, 29, 28. Dad said we will get the Super NES if we get along for 30 days. He already has it, but it's in the garage attic. He'll even cut it down to 20 days if things go well. I have 2 brothers who always fight, so I doubt we will get it. That's Chris Pickin, Allegan, Michigan. And they respond, "You're counting and we're hoping, Chris. Let us know if the 3 of you will pull together enough to step into the world of superpower." Super NES opinion poll. I've owned a Genesis for a year, but have played my NES more because I wasn't impressed with the so-called next generation. I purchased the Super NES and found the real next generation. There's no comparison. ActRaiser is like playing a classical CD, and the Mode 7 action in Pilot Wings is incredible. Give it up, Genesis. That's from Charles Drallert, Moreno Valley, California. Hey, Ninja, how's it going? Right in time after work. Good. Glad you can join me right on time. How's it going? I'm having a hard time deciding which system to buy, Super NES or Genesis. Everyone knows that the Super NES has the best action and adventure games, like Street Fighter II and the new Zelda game. But I love sports games. Genesis may have the upper hand in that category. What can I look forward to in the Super NES sports games? Mark Knight, North Hollywood, California. And they answer, there should be about 25 Super NES sports games by the end of the year. Mark, keep your eye on Packwatch. I love how I make the kids sound cocky and arrogant. Well, that's just how they came off to me in my head. Because this kid was like, he wasn't impressed with the Genesis, you know? It didn't impress him at all. Maybe this was that same kid from that other issue that, like, was disappointed. Or maybe that's one of his friends. I don't know. Remember that kid who was wrote in, he was mad about them changing the magazine? Too many, like, comics and stuff. Star Wars contest winner. Here's Gil Tilden, editor-in-chief. Volume 38 marks the 4th anniversary of Nintendo Power magazine. 4 years. Wow. It seems like only last month we were deciding what to put in our first cover. We especially like to thank those people who have been subscribing to Nintendo Power from the beginning. We also hope that you will stay with us for many, many years. Over the years, we've seen the release of hundreds of games and 2 new Nintendo systems. Along with those releases, our magazine has grown and transformed into what you are looking at today. There are more great releases on the horizon, too. Nintendo's new CD system will make its debut within the next year. You can be sure that we will have the inside track on this exciting piece of hardware and the software to go along with it. Stay tuned for more. Gail Tilden, editor-in-chief. The Genesis sucks. Nintendo super rules. Yeah, that's what that read as. Yep. Here we have Panic Restaurant. No, I don't remember even seeing this ad as a kid in this magazine. Like, I remember the cover. I was probably so, like I said, so laser focused on Super Nintendo. I didn't even stop and look at how awesome this game is. You play as like a chef with a restaurant where the food comes alive and you have to beat them with a frying pan. I'd like to play this. I want to play this. I think I'll get the ROM of it and try it out. Candy, Lollipop, Chef's Cat. It's a very, very pretty game, too. Like, see, there's a giant popcorn thing coming at you. Roasted wieners, fried chicken, steamed carrots, appetizer, stage 1. Lol, Genesis barely had any titles that performed better. See, yeah, that kid was very... I don't know why he was so against Genesis there. Well, that just comes off like he wants to brag about... I don't know. I guess when you're a kid, you want to brag about your system. Like, you feel so tied up with it, you know? Aladdin was one of the main games I remember being better because you had sword, as Nintendo was afraid to promote violence. So I played both, and I liked the Super Nintendo one better because it's more of a platformer. The Aladdin on Genesis, at the last boss, you hardly see him because you're throwing apples at him all the time. I still like the Genesis one, but I prefer the Super Nintendo one a little bit more. One game that was good on Genesis was Road Rash. Oh, yeah, Road Rash. I only played that on 3DO. Like, the 3DO, I remember the Soundgarden soundtrack to that. It had, like, Bad Motorfinger soundtrack on there. It's pretty good. Never played the Genesis one, though. But this game I would like to play. I'd like to get a ROM of it and try it out. Because it's stupid expensive now. It's hundreds of dollars just for a cart. I don't know why this would have appealed to me. Well, how old was I in 92? 13? I would have liked this. Maybe I thought, oh, this is Nintendo's so... It's Super Nintendo now. Maybe I just did not even think of Nintendo games anymore. NES games? I don't know. I think both the SNES and Genesis, both benefits. They were both good. I was lucky to have a friend who had a Genesis, and I played a lot of games there. Like Streets of Rage 2. I think we played Toe Jam and Earl. Sonic games, which I'm not a huge fan of. I played a lot of. Yeah, I like the Genesis, but I couldn't have... Well, I maybe could have had both as a kid if I would have asked my mom. For Christmas, I probably could have got a Genesis as well. Maybe she would have said, no, you have a Super Nintendo, but I don't think she would have did that. I think she would have got it for me, so I don't know why I didn't. A game about food. Yeah, you'd probably like this one. I would like to try it. I don't know if Ninja would like it, because he doesn't like older games like this. Like older NES games. But he might like this one. I have to find an NES game that Ninja likes. Or maybe... Let's see. What made me not like Genesis was Mortal Kombat. The controller was... Oh, because you had to do 3 face buttons, and you had to hit the start button to switch, right? Oh, no, I'm thinking of Street Fighter, I think. Ice Cream. Where's that at? Oh, yeah, right there, Ice Cream. So that's the boss, Ice Cream. So this game looks pretty cool. When I look at this, I'm intrigued by it. Welcome to Eden, a world of famous dining establishment. Fine cuisine is dished up daily by the owner and Chef Cookie. Eden's success has been attributed by mysterious secret ingredients that Taito has conjured up for cooking to use. Apparently, this secret ingredient is now closing a strange mutation in on the food. Cookie's former assistant, O'Dove, may be behind this plot. He has vowed revenge to become an unfortunate incident involving a potato peeler. Oh, you like that? Okay. Sorry, then. Richard, he likes the superior Super Nintendo, he says. That's right. My apologies, Ninja. I like food. Maybe I would like it. You might. Yeah, I'd have to give this a shot. I think you might like this one. Mortal Kombat 3 came out just as a 6-button control. So, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a high kick, low kick. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in years. But you had a block button, right? Then you had a high kick, low kick, high punch, low punch, right? Wasn't that all your buttons you had? So you needed 5 buttons, right? So 6. It came out, the 6 button was released with Championship Edition, right? Street Fighter Championship Edition, and went down a friend's, and the combos were so terrible form on it. Combos were really new. Now, I had the Mortal Kombat for Super Nintendo, and I don't know why I got that. I remember my friend hyping it up, so I probably got it because of him, and I did see Mortal Kombat more than play it in the arcades, but the Super Nintendo version isn't that great. Even if it had blood, it looked better, sounded better, but it still wasn't. I was never a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Yeah, Killer Instinct. I had a friend who played Killer Instinct a lot, and it was fun to watch because it was so chaotic with all the combos and stuff. High punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, block button. That's right. Okay. So you needed 5 buttons at least. It really didn't do much with 6 button, even though it's a good controller. There was one game on Genesis that used it pretty well that I played, the only one. Besides Street Fighter 2, it was Ranger X, which you could control your ship with the buttons, which was kind of cool. And you could control your guy with the other ones, like you're firing with the other ones. And that's a good game. Ranger X is a fun game. It uses it pretty well. I think some of the later releases, I think Hardcore might. I'm not sure, though. What about Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate? Probably. I never played it. It would use it then. Yeah. Gold Medal Challenge 92, Olympic game. Might and Magic for the NES. This was a PC game ported to the NES. I remember I traded for the Super Nintendo version. I was supremely disappointed in it, so I don't know how well the NES version is. One of your friends had Sega Channel. Oh, Sega Channel. So you guys, Sega Channel was like a cable subscription that you could download and play games at limited times. And I think they had the Dr. Wily Worlds on there for a limited time you could play. Yeah, they played. Yeah, did they play Wily? Did you get to play Wily Wars when it came out, Games Broke? Through pay-per-view to sub for it. Oh, okay. I didn't know how it worked. I knew it was over the air. Nintendo Power 4th Anniversary. Hold on to your seats. Power players, you're about to witness one-of-a-kind events, the Great Nintendo Power Password Giveaway. In this special anniversary issue, we'll be giving you passwords of some of the hottest games products within the last 4 years. The passwords will take you to the new areas in your favorite NES Game Boy games, and Super NES games, and let you see more of the magic that makes Nintendo #1. So here we go for Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is one of the most popular games ever released. Many players have requested help getting past the beginning sequences, and even more have asked for help finding their way through the many mansions. Here is some of our favorite passwords that are guaranteed to lead you deep into the heart of the game. Here you go. Some wire converter to connect the adapter to your cable provider, and you had to wait to see if there was an available spot for you to connect. It took like 10 to 20 minutes to start, and each game took another 3 minutes to load up. Well, that's a that's a long time for today, but back then that was probably magic, though, to like hook up to your cable line and play games without going to a store. Your favorite NES sequel. Yeah, there you go. Castlevania 2, Richard rolls his eyes, of course. I thought Richard would like this. One of the most popular games ever released, Richard. See that? Adventures of Willow, which is a fun game. This is a fun game. It has good music, great graphics. I have a soft spot for Strider. I like this game. It's like a proto Metroid type game, like exploration platformer. It's very janky, though. The hit detection is very weird. To do a wall jump is very tough, even tougher than Super Metroid. And yeah, it's just kind of, the hit detection is weird. Still fun. Limited RAM space on a cartridge. A lot of games, like Mortal Kombat 3, had half the characters. So they couldn't have, like, every character, yeah. I like Castlevania 2 as well, Games Broke. I'm glad that somebody here does like it. Never beat it, though. I just beat that again the other day, maybe this week, and I enjoyed it. I did need help remembering where one of the mansions was. I think it was the one Richard helped me, funny enough. You had to get the heart and then ride the ferry. I didn't realize there was 2 places you could go with the ferry, one with the heart and one without. Adventure of Link? No, that's Adventures of Lolo. Right down there. You probably can't... Yeah, right there's Adventures of Lolo. Yeah, well, it's funny. Like, I remember that Tornado Puzzle, Games Broke. I don't remember renting that. I remember playing it and kneeling at that place. I don't know how I knew that. It must have been a magazine, this magazine here, a Nintendo Power magazine, or a friend who told me or something. But it's funny. I remember playing that game. I don't remember renting it. But I don't know. It's weird how things like that, you just remember things about games. Four fantastic years of full power from the pros. Wow, it's been 4 years since the first issue of Nintendo Power was published, and look at all the cool stuff we've done since then. In-depth articles, detailed maps, contests, and drawings with lucky winnings and announcements in the magazine. And always the hottest tips and strategies for the newest and most popular games. For all this and much more, where else would you turn to but Nintendo Power? Here you go. They're showing the first issue and the previous issue. They're showing the first few issues up until the strategy guides, where they went bi-monthly afterwards. I'd be out king if Zelda. You'd be out king if it were Zelda 2. Oh, puking if it were Zelda 2 Ninja. So, which do you hate more, Richard? Zelda 2 or Simon's Quest? If one had to live and one had to die, which one would you kill and which one would you save? So that's what Snoop Dogg meant when he said, hitting them corners on them Lolos, Kappa. I mean, are you talking about Adventures of Lolo? Did Snoop Dogg rap about Adventures of Lolo? Really? Puking. Yeah, I understood. I kind of put, when you were talking about Zelda 2, and I remember you're emoting about puking, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together and figured that's what you were typing. Was Willow on an ABGN? I don't remember that. Castlevania 2 greater than Zelda 2. I think by Richard's standards, I think that is true. I think if I ever replay Zelda 2, Richard will just sign off and never sign on again. No, I think he said he'd watch me play it if I replayed Zelda 2. I think I might do a retro game pro stream. You should, Games Broke. Kind of. We are talking about crap and feces. Zelda Poo is worse. Okay, so Richard does not like Zelda 2 as much as Simon's Quest. Snoop Dogg was talking about how lowriders, but it took me 20 years to realize that. Lowriders. Okay, not familiar. So you have the Immortal NES, Metal Storm, fun game. Gargoyle's Quest, great Game Boy game. Pilot Wings, I have never put a lot of time into Pilot Wings. I just get bored and never give it the time it deserves. Lemmings, which we covered about an issue ago. Mega Man 4, which is Ninja's favorite Mega Man game. Where, surprise, it's not Dr. Cossack. It's Dr. Wily who kidnapped his daughter, forced Cossack to do bad things. Introduction of the charge shot. Classified information, Bo Jackson's Baseball. Shatterhand is a great game. This game is fair challenge-wise. Great music, great graphics, plays well. It's just a fun game. Tecmo, who cares? That's Super Bowl. Who cares about that? Hunt for Red. I keep seeing the Hunt for Red October pop up. Pipe Dream. I shouldn't say who cares about that, because a lot of people care about Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl. It's very popular. Operation C, we talked about that fun Contra game. R-Type, I was surprised that R-Type was on Game Boy. Circuit Warp for Smash TV. I guess this is Warps for Smash TV. Hyper Zone. This is a HAL game, I think. Like F-Zero with 2 Mode 7 tracks, one on the bottom, one on the top. But you're in like a ship. F1 Rock. Here we go. Back to our Legend of Zelda comic. This is Chapter 7, Zora's Mask. A thorough Link could not prevent Aghanim from sending Zelda to the Dark World. Before his very eyes, he was triumphant in defeating the evil wizard. Thereafter, in a terrific battle, even in defeat, Aghanim was able to trap Link in the Dark World. Also in this distant world, full of monsters beyond the reach of Sarhasarla's telepathic advice, Link was left to fight alone. You must be the fairy the monsters were after. Whoosh. Hey, wait! I need to ask you something. So he's looking at the fairy. You'd love to watch me play Zelda 2. I'm a simple guy. I see Zelda 2 roast. I take it. Okay. I could maybe show you how that game's not so bad. Oh my gosh! And this merman pops out. Wah! Woo! Link readies his sword. The sword's so heavy! Thud! Ow, whoa! And the merman grabs him. I guess this is the end. Ugh! You're an ugly little man. But you have my thanks for helping my Esmeralda. I saw your sword and thought you were the knight. A knight? A dangerous man who swung the singular master sword. Ramu was his name. He is the one who scarred my forehead. Master sword? That's what they call this? Your blade does bear a resemblance to his. Oh. Suddenly I feel healed and refreshed. It's the healing power of my Esmeralda's wings. That is what makes her desirable to the thieves of this world. Hey, Soulfire, how's it going? How's your day? You off work? You resting, I hope? Welcome. My name is Zora. My people had lived in peace since water first fell upon the earth. Oh, that's a Zora. I thought that was a merman. Until Ganon usurped my power of gold and created the Dark World. So you are not one of Ganon's followers? That's right. Some people are opposed to his rule, you know. Say, I haven't seen you around here before. Well, I tried to save Zelda, but Aghanim cast me into this world. Oh, really? Aghanim and Ganon are good buddies. Even though Ganon has the Triforce, he can't go to Hyrule, so he sent Aghanim there to do his dirty work. Aghanim sent the maidens here so Ganon could steal their power. He didn't even know the sword's name. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, off work and just relaxing now. Good to hear, Soulfire. That is a River Zora, not a Sea Zora. Are there differences? I thought that was a merman. It doesn't look anything like a Zora. Then the missing girls. And Zelda is alive in this world. Yes, and one is imprisoned in crystal in the palace nearby. But you shouldn't go there. In legends, that place is known as the Palace of Darkness. Ganon's servants have stockpiled dangerous explosives, Fairycorn in there. I've already seen what the Fairycorn can do, but no matter what, I must rescue the girl who is held there. Cool! If you must go, take my Esmeralda with you, for your guide. Also, your grotesque face is so conspicuous. Plick. Aha, you must wear this Zora's mask. He shoves it on his face. Ah, splendid. Take good care, Esmeralda. So before Ocarina of Time with Navi and before Majora's Mask, you had some little foreshadowings here. River Zors are green and monster-like. Sea Zors are the more elegant ones from Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild. Oracle of Ages is the only game to have featured both kinds. Aha! So that was a River Zora. It's the Palace of Darkness, and inside a maiden in crystal cocoon. Majora's Mask Moon. Yeah, oh yeah. Looks like Jack Skellington. Maybe it's Zelda. Ignore the guards. Try to look like you belong here. What? There's a Hinox walking by him. Walks by curiously. Now I know what Zora put this thing on my face for. Now I know why Zora put this thing on my face. Shh! The storeroom of the palace. If they went off, they wouldn't call it the Palace of Darkness. If this went off, they wouldn't call it the Palace of Darkness. Yikes! Whew, just a statue. Don't scare me like that. It's Rocklops #1. I can see another face behind the mask. The face of an intruder. Death to the intruder. Oh no. Forget this! He sees right through me. You fool! You know what will happen if you use the Firacorn here. Well, I'll go up in smoke. But if you guys are going to get me, ka-ching, we'll all go out together. Whirl. It's the crystal cocoon. Whirl. Whirl, whirl, whirl. Zelda! No, it's not her. No, it's not her. Glock. Grrr! Drat! Ka-chunk! Grrr! Link, there's more on the way. Rumble. Would you mind taking them a present? We have one chance. Would you mind? I'd love to, so he gives her a grenade. Kaboom! Link blows them up. It's a big spread. Groan! Are you alright, Esmeralda? Gosh, I didn't know you cared. I'm alright, but my heart is beating so fast. Thank you, Link. Because of you, I can escape the crystal prison. Now here is something that will help you. The Calm Fork. What? Wait, do you know where Zelda is? Ching. Calm Fork. Now you will hand me the Master Sword. Huh? Who are you? To be continued. The comics are rad, but they lose points because Link doesn't have pink hair. Yep. Unfortunately, he does not, like the Super Nintendo game. Which is kind of weird why he has pink hair in the Super. Maybe it's because they wanted to differentiate the colors in his outfit. I don't know. He didn't use yellow anywhere else. So I don't know why they just didn't give him yellow hair. I wonder that kid was smoking to complain about the comics this gold. So I think the kid just wanted games. He didn't care about this stuff, and I can understand that. As a kid, I don't think I read these more than once. I wanted more game issues and seeing pictures. I can understand not wanting comics, like just wanting more game pictures, because that's how you wanted more games. Toxic Crusader. This was a cartoon based on like the Toxic Avenger. This is for Game Boy, obviously, with the nice green screen. Jeep Jamboree. Wave Race for the Game Boy. 550cc, 650cc, 800cc. So yeah, a lot of people forget that there was a Wave Race on the Game Boy before the N64. It was a top-down racer game. Centipede. And here we have the Adventures, Super Mario Brothers Adventures, where Peach is the main hero. When Princess Toadstool awoke last month, she learned that Mario had rocketed right into Bowser's clutches, and Luigi had dolled himself up to look like her. Always a woman of action, the princess cooked up her own plan for crashing the palace party, and this month she delivers. Surprise! She busts out of the box. There's the guy right there. Free Mario or get blown to bits. Wah, Princess Toadstool. 2 of them. Am I seeing double? Double trouble? Which one is real? And there's Yoshi, or Luigi dressed up as Peach. Somebody's pulled the soul switcheroo. Dash, dash, dash. Keep back, pack, or bombs away. She has a match ready to light it. You're bluffing. You'll go down, or should I say up, with the rest of us. If you light that fuse, go ahead. What are you waiting for? Tiptoe, tiptoe. Luigi sleeks by. Stealth attack! Pata, 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 pata. My keys! He grabs the keys. Poof. He misses getting her. You princess impersonator! Bam! Low head! Luigi hits his head. The keys drop out. Snag! Toad grabs it. Come back here, you shrimpy shroom! Swish! He runs away. Zing! Go long, yoster! Yoshi! Idiot! Stop him! They're chasing after Yoshi. They all can't get him. You're getting on my nerves! Pata, 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 pata. Mario! Mario! Luigi! The Koopa kids are on my tail. Let's act fast! Oops, wrong one. He's trying for the keys. So many keys, so little time. Fumble, fumble. He's looking for him. Stop! Chasing after Yoshi still. Kersplat. I think I broke something. Not to worry. I have special rate of Koopa Crisis Kit. My price is still low, low, low. Save the sales pitch, Floyd. That dippy dinosaur. You love these mags? They're pretty great. I'm glad you like them. I quite enjoy doing these too. Peaches got it. Look, you future victim. Malta, hello. Spoilers, I'll be back. Okay. Spoilers for this? I think you said you had this, didn't you, Malta? Didn't you say your dad had this for you or something? Trip. Splat. No! Stay right there. Kafurik. We're about to be thwomped. Click. He finally opens it. I did it! You're a free man! Even Houdini couldn't break out of all these locks. And behind door number 2? Bong. Whole bunch of charging chucks bop through. Charge 'em! Chuck 'em! Show 'em no mercy! Uh-oh. They're in trouble now. You blitz and I'll bomb! I mean it! So Princess is ready to light a bomb. And you, Princess Pedestal, will be Koopa Kindling. It'll be a small price to pay to kick your Koopa Keister. You're bluffing. My sacrifice will be worth it. And as always, good will triumph over cruel Koopadom. You're off your royal rocker. Plow, 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 plow. They get over the charging chucks. To the rescue! Even chains can't hold mighty Mario. Ready? 3, 2, 1, down the hatch. Have a nice trip. They pull a lever. Crap door opens up. See you next fall. And Yoshi, Luigi, Mario, and Preet fall through the trapdoor. Ah, help us. Kathud. Princess, are you okay? Where are we? Oh no. Woom. Reznors. Uh-oh. The fuse! She accidentally lit him. Kaboom! This is it! They all fly out. To be continued. Wow. She accidentally lit and blew up the place. Super Princess Peach before Super Princess Peach was a kid. Pity I never got a sequel. I'd like to see a sequel to that. I think it was Tosei developed. Counselor's Corner. This is Chad Lycan for tips on Mega Man 4. Where do I get the wire? I'll tell you where that's at. There's that whale. I remember that whale. Where can I find the balloon? Super Ghouls and Ghosts. How do I get the bracelet? This is an important thing to do because on your second run, you have to get this bracelet. You have to beat the boss with the bracelet to get the true ending. They're telling you where it's at on the final stage. But it's easier just to hold it before you get here because getting it in this stage is tough because there's all these ghosts all around. How do I defeat the final Emperor? This is a hard boss. You just have to... Well, no, this part's easy. This part, the two forms of him, this guy are hard. Now that you have the bracelet, you might as well put it to work. Use your bracelet to defeat the final Red Emperor you encounter. The second trip through the game, which is described above, look for this enemy in Stage 7. Since the range of your bracelet attack increases depending on the type of armor Arthur is wearing, try to have the golden armor when attacking His Highness. You can pick up the different types of armor and the bracelet in any of the stages previously to preceding Stage 7. Unfortunately, there is no way to defeat this beast, the Baron. Once you reach him, you should be aggressive, attack his head as often as possible. You don't want to run out of time. On the other hand, you have to avoid taking too many hits. Try to get the feel for the monster's movements so you can avoid being hit by the fire from his middle face. See, this is one of the hardest bosses for me to beat in any Super Nintendo game because you have to do the stage flawlessly to get there with enough time to beat him, and you have to be aggressive, but you have to be cautious as well. It's like a whole thing that really, you have to be almost perfect to beat this guy. I like the previous... Yeah, the Counselor Corner before, it would do a little typo of them and tell what they like and all that stuff. And it was kind of interesting to get behind the head of these counselors, with their great hairstyles and helping kids what they like to do, Why are you not wearing gloves? Why? I mean, I'm not a neat... I don't care if they get a little dirty or anything. I've had these for years. I mean, I like to read them. I didn't wear gloves as a kid reading them. Why should I start now? Sweaters. Is it cold there? Here? It's starting to get a little chilly. I think it was in the 50s today. So I just threw on a sweater. Touching the pages with your hands. Oh, that's what you do with the magazine, right? I've read these forever. I'm not going to put on gloves to read a magazine I have. It's crazy. Lagoon, I talked about wanting to play this sometime. Maybe I will. It's such a unique looking and sounding game. It's very pastel and the music's great. As long as the pages ain't sticking together, the magazine's fine. Well, if the pages were sticking together, that's a little different story. Sword of Hope. How do I get into the castle? This game I like, but it does a cardinal sin of there's a test you have to do against fairies, and if you fail the test, you cannot complete the game. It doesn't tell you can't complete the game, so you will run one for hours trying to finish it and realize that you can't. That's stupid. Other than that, the game's fun. Mario Party 1 isn't out yet, so why the gloves? Oh, you're talking about how they sent a glove. I got you what you're saying. Gotcha. I bet he's made some of the Princess Peach pages stick together. No. Games broke? No. At this time, what was it, 1992? Was I 13? I was probably not even thinking about girls at this time. Yeah. I was more about Super Nintendo. Digital Power. Kawasaki Caribbean Challenge. NCAA basketball. Out of This World. This is a... Oh, look, they're showing how they modeled a can. A handgun. And here's a guy who's modeled them. Even in a simple object, such as a soda can pop, become a dramatic prop in Out of This World. So that guy must be modeling that. So, see, did a good job. You were into girls by 12. Okay. I don't remember when I was, but girls were not into me, that's for sure. Oh, my most disappointing game I ever got, WWF WrestleMania. Here we go. I mentioned how this was the most disappointing game. I was really into wrestling at this time. I'll say it again real quick. Wanted this game so much because it looked awesome. It had a great roster. Undertaker, Jake the Snake, Macho Man, Earthquake, Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, Jake the Snake, Ted DiBiase, Hulk Hogan, Yokozuna, I think, was in it. If you remember Yokozuna. I was so disappointed in it, though, because every character played the same. There was no differentials in moves. They might have not even... They might have just had one character would have been the same. Like, it was... They might not even been... I'm getting upset thinking about it. Jake the Snake was lit. Yeah. And, like this was when my wrestling was at its peak. I think after that, it kind of dropped off. But, yeah, I loved wrestling. I got to see The Undertaker in person. Back then. It was great. I like this game a lot, Magic Sword. We should play through this again sometime. It sounds great. The soundtrack in this is very... It's good. It's not great, but it's very good. It's like a Capcom sound. Very good. It plays well. It's not 2 players, though. They took that out for some reason. Actually, no, I was into girls after seeing Addams Family when I was... Christina Ricci. Okay, I understand. I still haven't seen those movies yet. I think it's... I should watch those for Halloween. The girl evilness was exactly how I was. Yeah, girls... Yeah, girls weren't even... Yeah, they weren't even... Not that I could have had any girls when I was growing up, you know. I was not the most coolest of guys, you know. I still am not. Damn, dude, no multiplayer. Yeah, they took that out, Malta, for some reason. I think Capcom has this on the Switch, the Magic Sword now. You can get it in a collection. I could be mistaken, but it's the arcade game, which has multiplayer. But it's a fun game. You had different characters you unlocked with keys and prisons to take. It's like a ninja, a big man, a white wizard, dark wizard, or a black wizard, a archer, lizard man, a knight you could pick, and then when you get successful ones, they would upgrade you. Like, they'd attack better, get better weapons and stuff. It was pretty fun. It's like 50 levels, and the stages weren't long. They were about maybe a minute each, but it's pretty fun. It plays like an arcade game of that era. This is 1992, so it's basically left to right, right to left. Not too much vertical. You go up a little platform here and there, but you have to go through each floor of a tower, and you collect treasure, unlock prisoners to upgrade, and you get an upgraded sword at the end of every 5 or 10 floors. You fight a boss, get an upgraded sword, get stronger attack. It plays almost like... think of like a game like Super Ghouls and Ghosts or Contra, that kind of platforming, but being medieval and your character's a little bit bigger, and it's Swords and Sorcery, Conan. Like, it's a platformer game, but with medieval settings, and you have to climb a giant tower, and it gets progressively harder. It's pretty good. It's worth trying. Maybe I'll put it in sometime. We can play it. I was not thinking about girls sexually, but Christina Ricci stole my heart. Yeah, I think I had a crush. I thought she was cute when I was a kid, too, because she was about my age at that time. Seems cool. Doesn't save this sad Pokemon-less world. Well, we're a little bit away from Pokemon. It won't come out in another 6 years, Richard. We'll eventually get there. You can tell me about Pokemon World then, because I have no experience, as you know, with Pokemon. There's a knight. There's another character. A gothic look of Christina Ricci, became a goth coming into junior high after that. You did become a goth? Okay. Amazon Ninja. She did have a goth look. Dragon that you could fight. Here's a map we have here. It shows here's some floors, if you can see it. Stage 13, stage 20, stage 23, 24. I don't know if I can. And then let's see what the poster this month is. Wings 2 Aces High. I said I got this game and it did not work. The only Super Nintendo game I ever bought used that didn't work. So I actually sacrificed it and put the back of it onto the back of the Super Street Fighter 2 cartridge that my friend broke. I told that story about a few videos ago. This is the cartridge from the game. This is the game that I used the back from to fix it. You hated Pokemon? I haven't played it, so I can't say if I hate it or not. I think I would probably like it. Pokemon Ruin True Anime. My experience with anime is pretty limited as well. It was fake anime to me. Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior. This is a big deal. You see Guile here. Watch the hair, man. So I think Guile's the one I like to play as the most. Probably because of his hair. So yeah, seeing these pictures, like they looked exactly like the arcade game. To me, anyway. There are differences now that you see it. Beginning of Americanized anime. Chun-Li, Zangief, Ryu. I always thought that was Ryu. E-Honda. Oh, excuse me. Edmund Honda. I think this was Edmund stand for. Go back to the first title page. This right here. You had this issue? Yeah, here's the cover here with Guile kicking on the front. You like Chun-Li? Is that who you like to play as? This was the issue that taught you to play Street Fighter 2. Really? That's cool. Probably taught me too, because I didn't get to an arcade much to play it, but I probably wanted it because I saw it at the arcade. So iconic. The cover, yeah. Blanca, Dulcine, Balrog, Vega, Sagat, Versus Mode. NCAA basketball. We can skip over this real quick. Super Mario Brothers Pinball. Win a Gottlieb's new Super Mario Brothers Pinball arcade game and become a pinball wizard playing your own at home. Vega was your favorite, huh? Oh yeah, I could see that. Vega was kind of cool. He always annoyed me to fight because he'd always climb out of the way and dive at you. Retro Nerdverse, welcome back. Good to see you. My favorite Street Fighter characters are Blanca, Zangief, Bison, and Vega. Zangief player, huh? Could do the circle moves a lot pretty well then, huh? Blanca isn't really Brazilian. What do you mean, Richard? Well, I mean, he's an American scientist, right? That lived in Brazil? A Brazilian nightmare right there, Brazil. That pinball machine sucked. Did it really? I ordered one of them. You ordered the pinball machine? That's an expensive order, man. I'm sorry that sucked for you. See what kids are finishing this month. ActRaiser, of course. Batman Return the Joker. Castlevania 4. DuckTales. Final Fantasy 2. Final Fight. Joe and Mac. Mega Man 4. Return of Samus. Simpsons. Bart vs. the World. Space Shuttle Project. A lot of kids finished that. More than I think. Star Wars Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Some kids are finishing that. Tiny Toons Adventures. I said to myself, why, Zangief, do you feel the need to crush a man's head between thighs like a sparrow's egg? Well, he picks him up and he does a spinning pile driver, a regular pile driver. His moves are all like circles, right? He is American. He got lost in the Amazon, got his powers, but he isn't Brazilian. He is an American. But he can be adopted American or Brazilian, right? After you're there for a while? Is that how that works? Joe and Mac. It is? Joe and Mac's getting a remake? Really? Was that just announced, huh? Wait, I'm curious. It's getting a remake? That's a very nostalgic game for me. I used to play that with a friend. I rented it. Joe and Mac holy cow! Thanks, Soulfire. Joe and Mac remake announced for 2022. Oh wow! They took it and made it look like Monster Boy graphics. Oh wow! I like this. Huh. Hopefully it plays well. It is so off Street Fighter Nintendo Power. Yeah, here it is. Here's the issue. This is when Street Fighter 2 is just coming out for this Super Nintendo. I think Nintendo had a deal with Capcom to release it here first. Yeah, it looks good. I didn't know about that. It was just announced for February of next year. Well, I'm looking forward to that, that's for sure. Hey, Soulfire, we'll have to play that sometime, co-op sometime. That'd be fun. I relate to you, Raph. When I hit rock bottom, I was crushing man's head between legs like a sparrow's eggs. Okay. That just maybe because he was mutilated in Brazil, but he might not be Brazilian born. So he got mutilated in Brazil. So what do you think about that? If he went through a lot of pain in Brazil and got mutilated, does that make him an honorary Brazilian, Richard? Then I had a moment of clarity. If Zangief is a good guy, who will crush man's head between thighs like sparrow eggs? Okay. So here's now playing. You have George and Rob. Two guys' opinions on games. Panic Restaurant. Let's see what they got to say. George says, Panic Restaurant plays like a standard side-scrolling action game. I especially like the giant attack ladles at the end of the first stage. Rob says, this game is fun, true to its theme. The stages even have names like appetizer and main course. Clever. I also like the bonus games like the one where you grab the fish that are jumping out of the water. So they seem to like it. Knight's Quest. What's this? Put yourself in the shoes of a young knight. Okay, George says, in most role-playing games, the fighting scene just happens without any warning. I like the fact that this game, you can see the enemy approaching, and you can avoid fighting them if you're low on energy. And Rob says, that's a good feature. It puts you in control of your own destiny, a little more than you would be if the enemies just ambushed you every time. It's a Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, okay. I've never seen Wreck-It Ralph. Sorry. That's why that's why I flew it right over my head. He said mutated, not mutilated. Oh, I thought he was mutilated. Okay. And no, my country doesn't offer trauma. Oh, sorry, Richard. I didn't mean to. Sorry. Did I miss something? We are talking about right now Rob and George's opinions on games. We went over what they thought about Panic Restaurant. Now we're going over the original Wave Race, what they thought of it. It's Super RC Pro-Am on the water. This game is a lot of fun, and you really do get a sense of racing on a water course. I especially like the way that your craft skids around corners. Rob says, it's best if you've got a lot of players. When 4 friends are all challenging each other at once, the room is just charged with excitement. Just a joke, Bancho. Yeah, I know. You got to take my sense of humor is different. And sometimes the point goes right over my head. Hello, Arcade Chaos. How's it going? Good to see you, too. Hope everything's going well. Rival Turf is another game I have kind of fond memories of. It's not the best beat 'em up, but it's an early game for Super NES that was available for rental. And me and my friends played too. It was 2-player too, unlike Final Fight. Didn't control as well as Final Fight, but I don't think it was as hard either. You put as a guy in like a cop hat. I forget their names. Just chilling. That's good. Oh, welcome. We're just going over Nintendo Power issue number 38. This is Street Fighter on the front. Street Fighter 2. This is July 1992. Getting to the end of this issue. Magic Sword. Let's see what they got to say about Magic Sword. Just so you know, the Retro Nerdverse and Arcade Chaos are both by child. Yeah, I was going to mention that, because I know you mentioned that the first time I talked to you, like last week, about that. So is one channel for uploading like your personal channel, and one's for just like more focused stuff? Spanky's Quest. See what they say about Magic Sword. The Super NES conversion of the arcade hit offers the same great graphics and smooth action as the original. Climb a giant tower and take on its inhabitants with help from your mighty sword and a host of fighting companions. You'll get help from other fighters by collecting keys and opening locked cells along the way. They range from star-tossing ninjas to powerful magicians. George says, I've played Magic Sword at the arcades quite a bit, and this translation is right on target. What sets this game apart from the other sword and wielding action games is the fact that you can get help from such a wide variety of supporting casts. Rob says, I like the features as well. It's also cool that you can select stages at the beginning so that you're not always starting at the first floor of the tower. Here's what they say about Street Fighter 2. And you say, so if you ever see me arguing with myself, don't kick me or myself out. No, don't worry about that. So you got like a kind of dual personalities thing going on there. Well, basically started the other channel because there's just stuff I like doing spur of the moment that's going on the Nerd First. Retro Nerd First. Okay. That's cool. I see your picture there is like R2-D2 and C-3PO. You must be a big Star Wars fan. And your other one's Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, right? Let's see what they say about Street Fighter 2. George says, this is just like having the arcade game at home. The fighters are big, the action is fast, and the special moves are incredible. And Rob says, I'd have to agree with you. This game is a must-have for Super NES players who like action in competition. Just found a video of the Car Smash segment done in real life by... Oh, for when you do the bonus stages on Street Fighter 2 Games Broke? I'd like to... That'd be interesting to watch. Oh, here we go. Top 20 for NES. What do we have here? Super Mario Bros. 3, Battletoads, Mega Man 4, top 3. The rest of the top 10 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Tecmo Super Bowl, Final Fantasy, TMNT 2D arcade game, Dr. Mario, and Super Mario Bros. 2 rounds out the top 10. Tetris, Mega Man 3, Metroid, Dragon Warrior 3, The Addams Family, Tiny Toons Adventures, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, The Simpsons, Bart vs. the World, and Batman round out the top 20. Some guy smashed an entire car with his kicks and punches. And it had to be doctored, because nobody can do that, right? Loves Star Wars. Okay, cool. I figured from your picture there. Zelda 2 equals Zelda poo. Richard, I was waiting for that. I do not agree with Richard's takes on Zelda 2, just so you know. His opinions did not reflect the chat in general. Or the video that gets suggested when you watch these off-style videos. It is legit. I don't know. That sounds a little far-fetched. Actually, like Zelda 2. I'm one of the... I'm with you, Arcade Chaos. You are my kind of person. I think we'd have similar tastes, because I like Zelda 2 as well. It's hard, but it's good. The guy even takes a door off with his bare hands. Okay. So Super NES, we have Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, WWF Super WrestleMania, F-Zero, Castlevania 4. One of the greatest warriors from the past is presently taking care of his Super NES business. It's Castlevania 4. Remember when we predicted Zelda would be the game to take over the Super NES? Top slot, it may happen soon. They're pretty closing in on that number 1 spot here. Do you know the strength it takes to even lift a door, let alone twist it? I do not. Probably a lot, I would think. Game Boy, we have Super Mario Land, Metroid 2, Battletoads. Battletoads really snuck up. Dr. Mario, TMNT 2, Back from the Sewers, The Simpsons, Escape from Camp Deadly, Mega Man and Dr. Wily's Revenge, Final Fantasy Adventure, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, TMNT, Fall of the Foot Clan, Home Alone. Home Alone was huge. F1 Race, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Faceball 2000, Operation C, Super RC Pro M, The Addams Family, had that on NES chart, Kid Icarus, and Final Fantasy Legend. Okay, here we go. This is Players' Picks. What are your favorite Game Boy games? They ask 6 kids and who have their pictures. They sent them in. We'll start with Jared Hollingsworth from Alamogordo, New Mexico. His favorites are Final Fantasy Adventure, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Final Fantasy Legend, Tecmo Bowl, and TMNT 2 Back from the Sewers. Brandon Osborne from Rest Valley City, Utah. Has a nice mullet going on there, Brandon. His favorites are Super Mario Land, Super RC Pro Am, Double Dragon 2, Operation C, and TMNT or Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I would believe it would be easier to do a full running start on an open door of a car and take it off the hinges than it would to be anything else. But I've seen cars get them and all they do is dent. So yeah, I do not know anything about cars. I've never had a car. I haven't driven since I was like 20-something. So I have no interest in that. I like Tori Spelling. Arcade Chaos Bend. Okay, we're talking about bending the door. I would think a car's door should be pretty tough, right? I mean, when you hang a real door, that has to be pretty balanced. Paul Appleberry, Dayton, Ohio. His favorites are Dr. Mario, F1 Race, Super Mario Land, TMNT 2 Back from the Sewers, TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan. That's his. We have Tracy Holloway from Belhaven, North Carolina. She likes the Addams Family, Bubble Ghost. That's a nice deep cut, Tracy. Home Alone, Super Mario Land, and Super RC Pro. I like the Bubble Ghost thrown in there. Mitchell Lee from Springville, Georgia. His favorites are Tecmo Bowl, Batman, TMNT, Fall of the Foot Clan, F1 Race, and Super Mario Land. Here we have Kyle Preston from Georgetown, Ohio. His favorites are TMNT 2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Days of Thunder, Super Mario Land, RoboCop, and Home Alone. So this kid was a kid who liked movies, and he played games every once in a while. That's what I get the vibe from this kid right here. Kyle Preston. Yeah, movies are great. Oh, there's a game for this movie? I'm going to play it. Days of Thunder, Terminator 2, RoboCop, Home Alone. And when I got my Super Nintendo, my mom got me Super Mario Land. But we got Home Alone. That's what Kyle is doing. Take 5. Readers of Nintendo Power. Have voted these 3 games to be their top 5 action adventure games. Cast a vote for your favorite in the players poll this month. Hey, welcome back, Ninja. Richard says, games greater than games. Controllers. Joystick greater than controller. Right, Brian? I disagree. I like the control pad better, the cross D-pad better than the joystick. I can't play fighting games with a joystick, even though I can't really play fighting games too well. One of the last NES games I bought maybe a month ago was Terminator 2 and Caesar's Palace. Oof. I think I rented Terminator 2 once. I don't remember much about it. I remember there being the causeway chase scene in the like ditch with the bike, but I remember it not being great. Caesar's Palace, I have no input on that game. Gambling game, but I don't know. I know Casino Kid's like an RPG-ish kind of game, where you inherit like your uncle's fortune or something. Am I thinking of the right game? Who is Tori Spelling? She was on a show called Beverly Hills 90210 that ran in the 90s with Luke Perry and Jason Priestley. Very popular. Theme songs very gets in your head. I'll read about what her favorite games are in a moment. Number 1, Super Mario Bros. 3. Number 2, Battletoads 3, Mega Man 4. There you go, Ninja. Terminator 3, or TMNT 3, The Manhattan Project, and The Addams Family rounds out the top 5. What does it... Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I had to have it. Was the only game around, and I have a very small NES collection. Did you end up beating it? I'm curious if you beat it or played through it. Because I would like to try it again, because when I was a kid in a game, you couldn't get anywhere. You kind of put it away and say, I don't like it. But a lot of these bad games, you got to give a little bit more time, and they'll grow on you like a tumor, and you'll find some enjoyment of it. Like Bayou Billy. I like Bayou Billy. Besides being a universally known as a bad game, I find enjoyment out of it. I think there's a lot of games like that the more you play and understand them, the more you'll enjoy them. What does that mean, Richard? Did Brian say some smack stuff again? No, stop trying to look for stuff to throw back at me. No, I did not say anything. Did not say anything. Oh, I remember that song. The 90210 song? Yeah, it's very catchy. A fellow YouTuber just sent me a multi-cart with 850 NES games. Oh, that's cool. Have you played? What are you playing? Like, what did you fire up first on that cartridge there, Arcade? Nah, just teasing him for no reason at all. Saying sticks are better than D-pad. That I do not. I don't like to use joysticks that much, Richard. So I prefer a D-pad. It's just more natural for me since I grew up with it. I just started downloading NES ROMs. I almost beat Bionic. Oh, good game. That game is tough until you realize you can get extra lives and continues in the top-down stages. Do that. Farm pellets at the beginning to get your life bar up, and it becomes much easier. You still have to master the hook, but it's a fun game. Yeah, I like Bionic Commando. It's one I never really cared for as a kid, the little bit I played, but the more you play it, the more it grows on you. Really like it. It does have great music. Bayou Billy is another example of America making a game harder for rentals as well. Yeah, the Japanese version, Mad City, is a lot easier. The enemies on the NES version take too many hits. They do too much damage. It's just a war of attrition. Bayou Billy was the first video game. Really? What do you think about it, GamesBroke? I had that game growing up. I still have my original copy. I can beat it, and I still have fun, but it's such a flawed game. I want to be better. It's so hard. Like, the enemies just, you gotta dance around them, and you shouldn't have to do that for a game. You shouldn't have to run around an enemy in circles hoping to get a hit in and not take a hit. It shouldn't be that hard. No, it makes a lot of sense, and I've never considered that before, making games hard and strictly random. Yeah, I think that's probably true. They never admitted that, but that has to be, right? Why else would you make a game, a perfectly playable game in Japan? Why would you make it harder over here if there wasn't a reason like that? I was like 5 years old. I've got Bayou Billy. It's hard, but it's beatable. Yes, very hard. It's kind of bad, but I kind of like it. Caveman Games is another hard-ass game my friend rented on the regular. It was hard, but that's the one where you threw your wife, right? Like wife toss and babe toss, and you had like dinosaur games, and I remember renting that. It's funny, all these games I remember renting, I don't remember playing them much other than little bits and flashes of them. Did I really rent that many games? My favorite beat 'em up, especially for NES, is Renegade. They're just the only thing I know about Renegade is that one stage music is really so good. It's like like very good, but I never played that one. Bayou Billy controls suck. Yes, they do. Even though you don't suck, it's just that the enemies they just hit you. You can't hardly beat an enemy without taking damage, and they do so much damage. You got to pray for a turkey to shoot out of them. It's just it doesn't need to be that. Why were these games so hard? Caveman games, great party game. So you're familiar with Caveman games, then Soulfire. Okay, I rented it once. That's it. Caveman games was one of those drinking games. So you drink every time you win or lose, or how do you do that? Yep. There was a lot of hard-controlled NES games we had to learn. Yeah, exactly. I think I fired up Renegade once. I did not know how to play it. Plays like a very early beat 'em up, which is what it was. But I haven't put much time into it. Parents were placing bets on Caveman games. Wait, they were using it as a drinking game, huh? Thanks to the multi-card, I can finally play Caveman games again. We used to rent it every weekend. Your buddies would come over to party. Ah, sweet. It's the stun factor. That's what made Bayou Billy suck. You get stunned and sometimes you get jumped. Yeah, you gotta you always have to dance in circles around enemies and use a jump kick and hope you don't get hit. It's hard. Caveman games was an acid, marijuana, and alcohol game. That is what we chose to play when we combined for 3. And I'm asking if it's a whole nother game. You're asking if it's a whole nother game? I never played with like that. No, and I only played. I would have played it when I was real young, and that alcohol and stuff was not even in my frame of consciousness at that time. Unlike Double Dragon, that had a recovery time. Yeah, Double Dragon's okay until you get to the stage with the pillars shooting out of the wall. That just wastes all your lives. You got to get lucky to get past that, and then you get to the last boss, and he has a machine gun. And you gotta fight a boss gauntlet there to get. I've never done that. It's just so hard. But I enjoy playing Double Dragon. Yeah. Acid Caveman games becomes a whole nother experience. Believe me, it becomes like a PS5 game. Anything on acid, right? I've never done it, but apparently probably trips you. I don't know. I have no experience with drugs or anything like that. I'll take your word for it, Chaos. That's what I'm saying. So let's see. Tori spelling. Oh, that's about acting. Who cares about that? Let's get to the games. What do you do when you're not working? Tori Spelling says, I play Nintendo games, do interviews, try to catch up on my sleep, and take it easy. I also like to read. Okay. What are your favorite games? I like all of the Super Mario Brothers games, and I particularly enjoy thought-provoking games like the ones that make you search for hidden objects. So she's saying basically she likes Where's Waldo? Is that what she's saying? Because I can't think of any games on NES that you play that you search for hidden objects. Maybe Maniac Mansion? I have the Super NES in my bedroom at home, and I have an NES in my dressing room on the set. Every single day I play Super Mario Bros. 3 with Shannon Doherty and Jenny Garth. Luke and Jason also play, but they're not as good as we are. And that's all the Nintendo stuff she has. I couldn't believe Caveman games as an adult. The wife gets up and does a weird chicken dance if you set a record. The game is so apparently I haven't played much of Caveman games. Apparently this is some great game that I'm missing out on. To be fair, any game on acid is... I'll take your word for it. Arcade. Shadowgate. Yeah, I guess Shadowgate, Deja Vu, Uninvited, Maniac Mansion, Princess Tomato, and the Salad King. Oh, I want to play through Deja Vu. It's the only one of those I haven't beat yet. I beat Shadowgate, I beat Uninvited. I want to play Deja Vu. And maybe Princess Tomato as well. I'll play through that sometime. She likes point-and-click games, yeah. She likes Where's Waldo. at an all-time worst of the AGM episodes. Yeah, Where's Waldo is, I can't even tell what I'm looking at in that game. Hey, Hockey Madman, how's it going? Long time no see. I'm doing good anyway. I can't speak for anybody else. I hope everybody is doing good. Hope you're doing good too over in Germany. She is also lying that she actually plays any games. You think so? Agreed. Richard agrees. Okay. Well, don't support drugs but acid, mushrooms, rules while playing video games. I will take your word for it, Chaos. I agree, Broke. You see, so you don't think she's playing as well. Yeah, because there's not really many hidden object games on the NES. She must be thinking of computer games. You mainly play games on shrooms. Okay. Well, there you go. Doing good. No acid here. That's good to hear, Hacky Madman. Any Jurassic Park Chaos Continues gaming in your future? Or you've been playing? Zach from Saved by the Bell likes turbo graphics. Oh, that's a little cool. That's pretty cool. So Zach from Saved by the Bell has played a TurboGrafx. I've never played a TurboGrafx. And Ninja is looking wide-eyed and looking kind of worried or sweating. What's wrong, Ninja? What happened? I've tried to do streams on them, but trip out and delete my videos. I'm paranoid. Games are in speed or so. No, don't recommend. So how'd this get into drug talk all of a sudden? Okay, here we go. Super Mario Kart from Nintendo. Our globe-trotting pack watchers recently caught up into a couple of Super NES carts at Nintendo Company Limited in Kyoto, Japan, that will be coming your way this fall. First off, Super Mario Kart is a new kind of racing game. Instead of high-powered Formula 1 racers, you'll control zippy go-karts, the Mushroom Kingdom, with opponents like Bowser and Princess Toadstool. You'll race on tracks through places like ghost houses and plains of chocolate. In the split-screen two-player battle mode, you'll collect weapons such as Koopa shells and fire them at other racers. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about Super Mario Kart? This is the first one. I still enjoy it. It's a little rough, but it's still fun. And the roster is kind of more compact. Dinosaurs. I don't know if this came out. Oh, this must be Dino City, maybe? Super Star Wars. I've never really played much of it. I think Madman, we were talking about, when I first met you, I was playing Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures. I think we were talking about Super Star Wars games. I could be mistaken, though. So this one, you can see it's coming out right now. Super Double Dragon. This game's fun. The music is great. It's a little slow, but you can do cool moves, like grab somebody's hand and kick them or throw them. You could do like super moves by holding down the shoulder buttons. It's pretty fun. Really improvement on Double Dragon. It just doesn't play. I think the American version had a lot of cut content from it compared to the Japanese. So you're probably better off paying the Japanese version if you play that. Miner 24-9er. Maybe you shouldn't do acid then. Ninja's rubbing his hands. I do get into a zone on shrooms and destroy on Halo. Okay. Don't like acid. Interesting. Shroom Halo. Is this on... Yes, the Super Mario Kart is on Super Nintendo and Super Star Wars. These are all on Super Nintendo. I believe, yeah. What about E? What about, you mean Jurassic Park The Chaos Continues? Only drug Brian does is that is a great endorphin rush, Do-Re-Mi Fantasy. If you've never played Do-Re-Mi Fantasy, play that game. It's great. Super game. Play a ROM of it. Play it on your virtual console if you have it and haven't played it. It's amazing. Not amazing, but very charming and fun to play. It looks great, sounds great. It's so cute. Yeah, play Super Star Wars. You know what I'll say next about Jurassic Park The Chaos Continues? Rainbow Road was your favorite map. Interesting. A lot of people hate those Rainbow Road ones. You like both. Okay. Are we still? We're talking about games here, right? Not drugs, right? Jurassic Park 2, right? What else should I say? Don't listen to Brian. He is under the effects of Do-Re-Mi. Do-Re-Mi is a great game. Richard and I have opposite tastes, it seems like. Usually if I like a game, Richard does not like it, and vice versa. That's not true. We just have... Richard's very strong as his opinions about games, which is, it's respectable. Would I play Indiana Jones on SNES sometime? Not anytime soon, sorry, Madman. I beat it. It was enjoyable, but I have no desire to play it anytime soon. You played with a competitive crowd. I don't know why I brought up drugs. This is the gaming. I don't know why I brought up drugs. This is gaming chat. But if you want to know the truth, gaming on drugs can be fun. I will take your word for it. I do not endorse that in any times. But what you do with your body is fine. What's Do-Re-Mi? Oh, Do-Re-Mi Fantasy is Milon's Secret Castle 2. It's a platformer, straight platformer. You play as Milon. You have to rescue instruments to give you different powers, like a Metroid game. You can go back to certain areas and get different paths. It's one of the most beautiful sounding games, beautiful looking games that we never got here in the North America. Check it out. It's pretty fun. We played on the hardest settings, and you were not allowed to use certain characters either. Do-Re-Mi is like shrooms and acid, but not fun. I don't get you guys not liking that game. Are you just doing that to spite me? How can you not like that game? You have to... Am I crazy? I can't see how you couldn't like that. Do-Re-Mi is a discount. No, it was before Kirby. Milon was on Milon's Secret Castle. He was before Kirby. So anything, Kirby's a discount Milon. Yes, Nerverse, I played so many games on drugs. Okay. Legend of the Ghostline. I have this game. It's an RPG with a great cover. But I haven't played it. He plays a female protagonist. That's all I know. And it has one of the best NES covers. I'll show you the cover of this game. You guys will love this cover. Here's the cover to this game. You see that? Okay, you can see it okay. Pretty good, huh? Have a lady with a great hairstyle with a lion. It's pretty good. Let me tell you, Galaga, Centipede, Tetris, Tony Hawk series on meth was a year of my life. Also Guitar Hero. Never played Guitar Hero. Super Mario Land 2, where are we at? Oh yeah, here it is, 6 golden coins. Tweaker Gamers. Ready to jazzercise. Yeah, she looks like she's an 80s fitness model. Some years ago, I just said stop because I invested about 180 hours in Divinity Original Sin without finishing it. Ooh, that's a lot of time. That would be a game my parents would not even let me look at. So, I think Ninja said Super Mario Land 2. We'll see what they say. We'll read this here. When Mario returns to Game Boy in Super Mario Land 2 this fall, the biggest surprise may be Mario himself, whose on-screen character has increased in size. The biggest Mario improvements, the controls. The animation also looks great. Apart from the Super Mario Land 2 has more of a Super Mario World feel, with an overworld map on which to roam to areas like the Pumpkin Dome. This is a great game. It's very fair until you get up to Wario's Castle, and then it turns into a freaking hard. You got to beat Wario's Castle in one go, or you start at the beginning of the castle again. The difficulty spike there. It's like whoop whoop, really jacks up in difficulty. It's still fun though. Nice, you like that? Yeah, Ghost Line cover is pretty great. Your favorite Mario? Cool. I love the bunny suit in that game. You can just hold down the button and you just flutter forever. That's just fun to do. Japan Watch. Here we go. Dragon Ball Z from Bandai is one of the most popular games currently in Japan, as reported in last month's Pack Watch. That was enough to get the Pack Watchers intrigued. Bandai sent us a copy of the game, which turned out to be a sci-fi RPG with excellent animation. They're talking about Dragon Ball Z. So I wouldn't have even known about Dragon Ball Z at this time. I didn't find out about Dragon Ball Z until 97, 98 when it was on TV early in the morning. And I turned on the TV one time. I was like, what the heck is this? Some Sunday. Really good. You like Mario Land 2 as well. Yeah, Mario Land 2 is good. Good game. If I want to go mad, man, I'll just pop up Carmageddon 2. Carmageddon 2, huh? Always good for a laugh. Here we go. Dragon Warrior 4. Let's read here. It's midsummer, and things are really starting to heat up outside, and at Packwatch Central, Felix the Cat for NES, good game, is on the way from Hudson with a bag of magic tricks. This cat runs, jumps, and cruises around in cool vehicles during the side-scrolling adventures. Electronic Arts Rampart for the Super NES also has some side-scrolling adventures cruising in it. Cruising ships that aim at cannons at you as they attempt to blow your castle to smithereens. Upcoming games with impressive firepower won't be limited to land battles. Spectrum Holobytes will become licensor for Star Trek The Next Generations. They hope to have a Super NES pack ready to fly by early 1993, along with an adaptation of their popular PC dogfighting simulation, Falcon. The Young Indiana Jones TV series show will be basis of a Jaleco game next year. Also, the Super NES Wings for 1993 is The Wizard of Oz from Sita. All Packwatch game learned so far is that you can play as any of the major characters, and the plot will begin like the movie. Then you'll branch off to provide new adventures. Sita says the classic movie musical score will be used throughout the game. Far from Kansas, High Tech is working on Super Hunt for October game pack. Watch received a copy of the working notes from this game, of which storyboard sketches showing missions in the Caribbean, Mediterranean, and North Pacific, plus a final mission for a couple attempts in Russia. Multiple screen views options for the mission. Dragon Warrior 4 from Enix for the NES is also on the way this fall. Later in the year, expect ActRaiser 2 and Soul Blazer, which was renamed from Soul Blader. If that's not enough for you, we'll have a full CS report next issue. Here we have future games. Ace Harding lost in Las Vegas. Don't know if that came out. Contra Force. Denny Sullivan's in the Heat. Dragon Warrior 4. Gargoyle's Quest for NES. Felix the Cat for NES. These are all for NES, by the way. Legend of the Ghost Line, and Rocky. I don't know if Rocky came out. I keep saying that. I don't think it came out. Super NES, Bart's Nightmare, Dinosaurs, The Duel, Test Drive 2, The IRM skiing game, Kablooey, Mario Paint, Out of This World, Rocketeer, Super Double Dragon, Super Faceball, Super Mario Kart, Super Play Action Football, Super Star Wars, TMNT 4, Ultra Bots Sanction, Earth, and Wings 2. For Game Boy, we have Ariel the Little Mermaid, Kirby's Dream Land, the first Kirby, Lunar Chase, Mick Kids, Miner 24-Nighter, Super Mario Land 2, and Track and Field. Dragon Quest, the television show. Oh no, it wasn't. Did I misread that as a television show? It was Dragon Ball, the TV show. Not Dragon Quest. But the Dragon Quest TV, Dragon Warrior, there was a Dragon Warrior television show around this time. It aired really early in the morning, and it used actual Dragon Warrior music from 3, which was not out here, or was out here, or maybe not out here yet, but or just coming out, and they used the actual movie, but they didn't credit the art for Toriyama, and I think it got taken down after 13 episodes. But I had strong memories of watching that at a party, my cousin's party, waking up really early Sunday and hearing the Dragon Warrior music and watching that show. You can still find episodes, and there was actually a subgroup that actually subbed it in English, or dubbed it, or subtitled it in English, and finished the rest of up to, I think there was 40 episodes, so you can watch it. It's cool. It uses all the Dragon Warrior 3 music. I think some 4 music, too. Kirby's Dream Land's coming. Oh, you love this type of stream? I enjoy doing this. I'm glad you like it, Retro Nerdverse. I'm glad you guys like it. I hope you like it. I don't have the Zelda's player guide, no, but I could pull up a PDF and we could go through it sometime. Do you have the PDF of it? But that is a cool looking guide. Gargoyle's Quest coming next month. Firebrand the Gargoyle is back, and he's the only creature in the Ghoul Realm who can save the world. It's a nest feast on flight and fancy from Capcom. Oh, and this looks like the one you got in Germany? Probably was just retranslated, right? So how were your guides? Were your guides written in German and English over there, Madman? Kirby's First Mention. Yep, there you go. I'm going to take a quick break, get a drink, go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. We'll look at another issue. This will be volume number 39. Put it up here. Look at it. There's volume 39. We'll take a look at it. Give me one quick second. I'll be right back. Maybe we should put on some music for this. What do you think? Put on some music and get a game music list here. You want Super NES music? We'll do that. You have to tell me if that's too loud. Okay. How's that? Can you guys hear that me okay over the music? Is it okay? Is the music too loud? Does it need to be louder? How's it sound before I start here? Need to name these streams the issues you're going through. I thought about that, but I just tag them with tags and they'll still be found if you search for them. So like I'll tag it like issue number so and so Nintendo Power. So and I have timestamps in each episode for each video, Soulfire, where you can click to it to start. Mario Paint, your favorite sound font. Try Mario Paint music. There'll probably be some Mario Paint music in here. Streaming in HP would be nice. I'd even spend some bugs. Well, this is 1080p I'm streaming at. Is it not crisp enough? I'm limited by a camera. It's a 1080p camera, but at like 2000 bitrate. Hated Mario Paint because of the commercial. Don't remember the commercial. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw or remember it. I probably don't remember it. I hated Mario Paint because I rented it and didn't have a controller. Didn't have the... Oh, you didn't have the mouse. Okay. Looks kind of composite. Well, that's the best camera I got. Sorry. You'll have to deal with that. Sorry. I saw the commercials so often. I wanted Mario Paint so hard. On Christmas, I got Star Fox and Mario Paint. So, like, having that Christmas. Starwing, didn't I think... You mentioned that before. Didn't you say request I played Star Fox? I think I played it while you were watching me one time. I think it was just me and you once and we played Star Fox. Okay. Let's go on to this. This is Nintendo Power Volume number 39 from August 1992. You got Mario Paint on the cover, Street Fighter 2 Secret Codes. It's because still Street Fighter 2 is really popular. You have Nintendo, you have this is like a claymation? Or like a statue that somebody made. He's standing on the mouse. I did play Star Fox one time. I think you were playing it. I like said, what should I play next? And you said that. I think I played through the easy path. Were you there? I don't know. Yeah, I finished, so I don't think you were for the last time I finished the normal route, but I didn't finish the hard route. I want to go back and finish the hard route sometime. Which is pretty hard. The hard route's pretty tough. Oh, this is a new one. Look at this. Your link to the Pro. So I apologize for the camera if it looks bad. Soulfire and others. Like, it's a 1080p camera, but I'm streaming at like a pretty low bitrate. Like, it's the best I have right now. Your link to the pros. Nintendo Power gives you exclusive tips. They're saying if you join for just $15, you can get a strategy guide, and they just had this link to the past strategy guide that you could get. And they're talking about the comics. Here's a strategy guide. Got this cool artwork. So I want a Zelda game. I think we were discussing this yesterday. I want a Zelda game to look like this, with this art style, or some art style like this. Like, that'd be awesome. It was in February. It was around that time, I think. I remember that. I asked for Mario Brothers 3 and got Dr. Mario from your grandma. Oh, that was a big mistake. You're probably nice about it and said, "Oh, that's okay, Grandma," and say thank you and stuff. But you were like, "Oh, so disappointed." Yeah, it was around then. Yeah, it was probably early spring, I think, when I did that. A game to erase the disgusting stain on the franchise. Once again, Richard finds a way to insult Zelda 2. So here we the games here. Gargoyle's Quest, The Demons of Darkness. That's the subtitle? I did not know that was the subtitle. Ghost Quest 2, The Demons of Darkness, really? Contra Force, Casino Kid 2, Kirby's Dream Land, Laszlo's Leap, Word Tris, TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. There's Super Mario. There's Mario Paint. Dreamland Time. Yep. And here's a new ad for the control deck for $100. It just came with one controller of the console, and it told you, get this for $100, and you can pick any of these games you want. Make your choice from over 125 Super NES games, planned for release by the end of the year. The new Super NES control set gives you the ultimate power of choice. We've given Mario a break by taking the game pack out of the package and lowering the price to put the control where it belongs, with you. So the question arises, which game will you buy first? How about the arcade sensation Street Fighter 2? It's a knockout. Are you into art? Mario Paint, sold with a new Super NES mouse, may be just your ticket. How about the new epic Legend of Zelda game? F-Zero, Final Fantasy 2? Are your sights set on the amazing Super Scope 6? The choice is yours, and with a price of only $99, looking you in the face, how can you refuse? Exercise your power to choose. Choose control. Make your choice from over 125 Super NES games planned for the release by the end of the year. Oh yeah, his story about how he got his SNES without Super Mario World but with Tiny Toons. And you have a soft spot for that. I should play that sometime. When's the last time you saw that game, Madman? I should pop that in sometime and play it for you. So let's move on. Oh, this is going to be good. We got Senior Citizen Gaming. I am writing with suggestions after my son Ryan's gift list added the Super NES to our lives, and my brother-in-law renewed our subscription to Nintendo Power. I became a very lonely mother. When I ask my son what's new, I get, I don't know what you call it, a green amphibian with warts. I got it. Dinner is done. Dad and son are in front of the tube. The Nintendo's on the yelling begun, and Mom's asking, "How are you? If you could come out with a game, Mom on the loose, or see Mom burn dino, or have you hugged your mom today, it might put some ideas in their heads. If not, could you please tell Richard, Uncle Steve and Ryan Balney hi from Mom in your letter. Column. Thank you. Bonnie Bellini, Huntsville, Alabama. Yo, Ryan and Steve, Mom says hi." This year, I received a Game Boy, and I thought it was for me to use. As soon as my grandparents saw it, they couldn't put it down. I finally managed to get it away from them. From now on, whenever my grandparents visit, I think I'm going to hide my Game Boy. And there they are right there, playing the Game Boy. That's pretty cool. Shannon Webb, Richmond, British Columbia. Mom rules or mom rules. My mom is king over at the family's NES. She plays Dr. Mario and Tetris. This is bad enough, but the NES is in my room. She plays games in here every night. Hope I can stop her. Toby Swindler, Macomb, Ohio. Feeling lucky, Toby? Challenge her to a game. Winner gets the room. Advice from VIV. My friend Sue and I are Nintendoites, sometimes playing into the wee hours of the morning. Anytime we want to travel the lands of Hyrule, explore Alfgard, or battle our way to the Temple of Fiends, we surround ourselves with our favorite foods and play to our heart's content. Sounds like we have understanding parents, right? Wrong. We're grandparents, Nintendo nanas. We think there are many more of us in the Nintendo's underground who don't know how to respond to the raised eyebrows of peers. We survived the suspicious glances tonight, clicking and head-wagging disapproval of coworkers and friends. We hung in there and defended our rights to have fun. We did it, and so can you. Nintendo Nanas, Viv, and Sue, Tacoma, Washington. That's cool. I like that. Poor kid, meddling adults playing in his room. Worse, Dr. Mario and Tetris. Ugh. Richard's like, oh, they're playing in my room and playing puzzle games. Ugh, Richard. That's Richard's worst nightmare. And the only thing worse is if they play Zelda 2 in his room, too. I am 53 years old and started playing after buying my teenager a system. I decided to try Zelda and finished it that night. I was hooked. I subscribed to Nintendo Power Magazine to aid my playing. I'm becoming disappointed because you never feature mind-teasing games such as the Lolo series and Universal Uninvited. Catered to us, she yells. Mildred Durham, Knoxville, Tennessee. It's time you established a seniors division. Until you do, I lay claim to being the oldest man alive who has completed both quests of The Legend of Zelda. I have not even completed both Zelda. So this guy completed both quests of The Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, Final Fantasy, Crystalis, and Star Tropics. I play by the following rules. I accept no hints, no suggestions from any source, and I make my own maps. After I finish, I consult Nintendo Power Maps magazine to see what I've missed. I'm looking forward to the holidays so I can buy my son a Super NES and prevent him from using it. Wow, that's probably harsh. You've heard hints, bits, and pieces about Nintendo's upcoming CD accessory for the Super NES. What else would you like to know about it? Write us and we'll try to answer your questions. I call baloney on beating Zelda 2 on the first night. Really? That is kind of hard to believe, but I guess if you're really into it. So that is an interesting question. How much of these letters were made up? We don't know. Were these made up letters or were they actual letters? We have no way of... Like, would Nintendo do that? Probably, right? I remember my aunts and uncles bringing cousins over and them telling me to share my games with them. Yep. You gotta share your games, honey. Let little Billy play. Contest winner. Here we go. There's Firebrand from Gargoyle's Quest and Ghosts and Goblins, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. The King of Destruction is waging war on the creatures of the Ghoul Realm in this awesome follow-up to Capcom's Gargoyle's Quest. Join Firebrand and the fearless gargoyles as he searches for a way to restore peace to the land. Longer you think about it, Dr. Mario instead of Mario Brothers 3, there is no God. That's tough. I mean, Tiny Toons instead of Super Mario World, that's... I mean, Tiny Toons is okay on Super Nintendo. I don't think they are made up. Nintendo was way big back then. I think people made up some of the stuff they said. Yeah, you're right, probably. Some of my cousins cried when they couldn't play. Most of these letters are made up. We've heard crazy stories. Remember the video games that healed... Oh, yeah, so there's an early one Richard's talking about. There's an early issue where a doctor supposedly wrote in and said he prescribes Nintendo games for people with bad eyesight because he had a kid who came in with bad eyesight and he played video games and his eyes got better and he could see, which was pretty That one sounded a little fake. Yeah, I don't want to be cynical and say they're all fake, but like Richard said, maybe some people made up stuff and just wrote them in. Nintendo saved my life and my crippling depression. Well, as a kid growing up, like I didn't have, like Nintendo was my life basically. Like a lot of kids, I was awkward, nerdy. Like my only respite from school and stuff was Nintendo, coming home and playing Nintendo. I have a strong relationship with Nintendo and feeling good, which good and bad because like I feel my best when I'm playing games and my worst when I'm not. It's probably deeper issues there that I should get checked out. I let my cousins play and even encouraged and gave them tips, but I had a ball watching them die in the funniest, most pathetic ways. Yeah, so you wouldn't even help them, huh? You just let them die. Well, you encouraged them. You said you encouraged them and gave them tips, so yeah. But you still had them fun. Okay. Maybe the kid played one of the Bible games. One of the Wisdom Tree Bible games. Yeah, what's it called? Bible Adventures, and there was Bible Buffet. It is a spin-off of Ghouls and Ghosts. You play as Red Armor, Demon, or what's his name? Red Armor, Firebrand. You want to be cynical and say they're fake, but come on, I'm cynical all the time. Yes, yes. You have an interesting take on a way of looking at things, Richard. Damn, I feel for the kids who are in that strict Christian family that only let them play Bible games. If you've ever seen the movie Yesterday where he makes up the Beatles and Coca-Cola has never existed, imagine flipping that with Nintendo. So if Nintendo never existed, who would have come over and made video games viable again in North America? Sega, maybe? I think Sega would have still came over. Maybe Sega would be more popular. Maybe Sega would have took over and been still around. It is Super Castlevania 4 music in the background, Richard. I have a playlist of the Super Nintendo music playing. Can you hear it okay? Does it need to be brought up a little bit? Let me know. This game's fun. All the Gargoyles Quest games are pretty fun. I have a hankering to play Demon's Crest again. I think it's on Switch Online, so you can play it. The quest continues. Imagine that to MySpace. Oh, if MySpace never existed? Casino Kid 2? Contra Force? This game's okay. It's not as bad as people say. It's not that good either. It's just okay. You can have AI control characters behind you, which is kind of... They're kind of glitchy. They don't really help you that much. There's not much difference to the characters that I could find. I did beat this, and kind of the levels are kind of... You don't know what to jump on. It's just really slow. But it's not terrible. It has really good music. Really good music. The guy who did the composing for Yoshi's Woolly World did the soundtrack for a few of these songs, I think. Tomaka? I forget his name. No Facebook or Twitter. That'd be something. Sega won the console wars. That'd be something if Sega won the console wars. They are now on Dreamcast 3, and Nintendo is just a third-party developer that's barely making it. Yeah, right. What if Nintendo never came around? Like, you would think Sega would have still come and Sony would have come. It would just be different, you know? If only. Ninja's not too happy with Nintendo right now. Thinking of Demolition Man. Oh, Taco Bell. Yeah. The C3 seashells. There's only Taco Bell. Demolition Man. I haven't thought about that movie in a while. Oh, and really, the German version is not Taco Bell, but Pizza Hut. Even digitally replaced the logo. Really? Wonder why they did that. Was there no Taco Bell in Germany? Is that why? Classified informations. A Street Fighter 2 just came out, so there's the Ultimate Match. Don't quite know what this is. Oh, you can play like different same characters against each other, I think. Ryu versus Ryu, E-Honda versus E-Honda. Gunnak, Abadox, The Inner War, Infiltrator. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse Sound Test. Final Fantasy Legend 2. Free Green Potion in Zelda 2. This, or Link to the Past, this might be one that Richard told me if you throw it in a fairy fountain. Oh no, you throw it in the north of the circling. Oh yeah, it's that fairy that you throw in a bottle. Richard told me about that when I was playing through this again. So if you throw this in a fairy fountain, she'll restore your a bottle in empty bottle in a fairy fountain. She'll give you a green potion. Because nobody knew Taco Bell in Germany, and it's no thing here even today. But everybody knows Pizza Hut. Nah, no Twitter, but Nintendo could stay if they don't be. And he censors himself. Thank you. Actually, I think if he didn't, it would just. So yeah, so if. It's weird, like, if Ninja would have put, like, a swear word in there, it wouldn't have shown up. YouTube's really weird about what they put on. There'll be comments that don't show up that I don't know about because it's got censored for me. Abadox was a bad at a game. I've never played Abadox. It always intrigued me, but I'm a little shy of shooters. I don't play a lot of them. Never been to Pizza Hut, huh? Yeah, Pizza Hut used to be like a family place. You used to go with your mom or dad or sister, and you'd sit down. They had like a buffet salad bar, and pizza would be brought out. There'd be an arcade cabinet. Subway rolls. You're a Subway fan? I don't mind Subway. Arcana. Every time I see this game, I want to play it more. And I kind of want to play Arcana. It's like a first-person dungeon crawler game with card characters. The main characters like Rook. Here we go, Zelda. Chapter 8, Rome, the Mysterious Knight. Who are you? I challenge you for the right to wield the Master Sword. My name is Rome. Clang. Defend yourself. What are you? If you are truly the hero, and your sword is really the Master Sword, you should be valiant enough to counter my attacks. Clink, clink. He disarms them. You fight well, or is it just luck? I may have misjudged you, hero. What a loon. It is written in the Book of Medora, he who corrupts the land of gold shall fall to the shaft of the enchanted arrow of silver. My family has always excelled in archery, and it is my destiny to destroy Ganon. I have yet to obtain the enchanted arrow, but... Enchanted arrow. Rome is the descendant of one of the Knights of Hyrule, who was a master archer. When he discovered that Argonim was sending members of the Seven Wise Men's line to the Dark World, he went after them through the portal near Death Mountain. Yes, though I doubt they were of the same blood as yours. Do not be deceived by my form. When I do battle, I am transformed into a monstrous eagle by the dark forces of this world. So, your ancestors were Knights of Hyrule too? Perhaps we can join forces to find Princess Zelda. Pizza Hut is so good, you don't need a beverage. You just suck the grease right off the top of the pizza. Yes. There's something I miss about Pizza Hut. Like, back then I got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tape there, or Land Before Time, one of the two. I think. Wait, this song sounds familiar. I think this is Terranigma. Yeah, this is Terranigma. I wonder if this will summon Lemon in from the Nether. She loves Terranigma. Comics, Richard, yes. Loves your comics. We're coming to another comics. Wow, is that an OC? OC? What is OC, Ninja? I'm sorry. It's weird because it's sponsored by Pizza Hut commercials in the beginning and came with a free pizza coupon in the box, but had Domino's in the movie. Oh yeah, the TMNT 2 game had a free coupon for personal pan pizza. Maybe some licensing issues. Oh, Ocarina of Time. Okay. In Ocarina of Time, I always got the sense that Link was snarky kid because most of the adults are offended by him. Heading out. Okay, Soulfire, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Lemon of the Shark Clan, I summon you. Peace, Soul. Yep, peace, Soulfire. Okay, so where were we? What? Princess Zelda is here? In the Dark World? Where were the knights? Why didn't they protect her? They must be mad, giving a weakling like you the Master Sword and sending you to rescue her. Weakling? I'll show you who's weak. I've been through a lot to get this far. I have the pendants of power, wisdom, and courage to prove it. I find that difficult to believe with your lack of discipline and obvious immaturity. Well, I'm off to find the enchanted silver arrow. Without it, no one can defeat Ganon. I have a feeling that the time will come when we must join forces against him. Until then, do try to stay alive. Strange. Of all the crazy mixed up creatures in this world, that guy beats them all. What's that noise? Sarasala! And the Eastern Palace was shaken by a quake that almost leveled it. Shh, did you hear that? I thought I heard Link's voice. I didn't hear anything. You must be hearing things after all. You've been thinking about him a lot lately. You're probably right. Anyway, where was I? Yes, the strange pendant. I can see them. When the Confork ring, the girls in the crystal wasn't kidding when she said it might be helpful. Turning down loot boxes from Call of Duty Warzone. Are you playing that now then? I missed the silver arrow. Oh yeah, this was the only one. Link to the Past was the only one that had silver arrows, right? You're right, Ninja. Or you're right, Richard. I never thought of that again. The other ones are like light arrows, right? The other games? This game is worse than E.T. on Atari. Are you talking about Call of Duty Warzone? Or are you talking about this game? Oh, here's some Axlay music. I know this from playing this game. Oh man, Axlay was tough for me to beat. That's some impressive, immersive comic I would have loved as a kid. I could never find the silver arrows. Well, I think you throw the arrow in the, Didn't you throw the arrow in the Final Fairy Fountain to get it, right, Richard? The first Zelda had silver. Okay, this one had silver arrows in the first one then. Okay. Okay, thank you, Richard. And Games Broke for telling me that. Call of Duty is worse than E.T. on Atari. I had E.T. on Atari and I don't remember hating it. I think people... I mean, it's not a bad game. It's not great, but it's not the worst game ever. Now I hear him. So do I. Through the Comfork magic, Link told his friends about his journey through the dark world and about his battles at the pyramid and the Palace of Darkness. As he spoke, Sarasala noted similarities between this dark world and Hyrule on his map of the land. But if he is in the dark world, it must be the magical calm fork of legend. The vibrations of this crystal tuning fork can distort time and space. While the calm fork vibrates, you can communicate with beings on different planes of existence. Link, I'm glad you're safe. Link, listen. According to my calculations, the location of the pyramid in the dark world corresponds to that of Hyrule Castle in the light world. The Palace of Darkness which you destroyed must somehow be connected to Hyrule's eastern palace. That explains the sudden earthquake. This event leads me to believe that the dark world is like a warped reflection of our light world, and that the two worlds are somehow connected. I'm glad you found the way to communicate with us, Link. Also, it appears that the inner contents of your mind will also influence the external shape of your body in the dark world. Because the mind of the maidens was so pure, she was imprisoned in this crystal cocoon. Okay, Hacking Madman, you're heading out. Thanks for stopping in. Good to talk to you again. Have a good night. Silver arrows are used to finish off Ganon, but the light arrows can only be used for stunning him. Richard, once again, your knowledge on remembering things is amazing. Have a good time. Thank you, Madman. Yeah, the Thick Fairy gave them to you. The Thick Fairy. So you agree E.T. is better than Call of Duty? I like the first Call of Duty. I've only played Call of Duty 1 and 2. And, the expansion pack, Call of Duty, the one with Battle of the Bulge. Call of Duty, I forget it. But it was back in 2004. I really liked those, but I haven't played any of the other ones. So I can't say... But E.T.'s, like, bad, but it's not the worst game ever. As must be Zelda. Let me ask some of my fairy friends if they're seen her. Say, I'm looking for a girl. Sealed in a crystal cocoon? Have you seen her? Have I seen her? You know, I overheard some monsters talking about something like that near the Swamp Palace. Oh, we're going to the Swamp Palace, guys. The Swamp Palace, huh? There's no water here. This place is as dry as a tomb. Link, I found an opening. Up here. Yeah, well, can't just fly up there like you can I? I don't have wings. Well, maybe Sarasala has an idea. I'll call him with the calm fork. Sarasala, can you hear me? Link, is that you? Link, I followed the directions you gave me, and I reached a place called the Watergate Prairie. We found a large pool of water, surrounded by statues, but nothing else of interest. So there's water on your side. Look in the pool. Look in the pool. I see Link. Link, behind you! Ka-chink! He grabs this. Ka-thunk! Ha ha! I shut the door. Now you're trapped in here. When we take you to Ganon, he'll reward us well. Don't count your rupees yet. You still have to deal with me before you collect that reward. Ka-chunk! Get him, Link! Uh-oh. He pours more water in. Whoosh! Whoosh, and it starts the water filling up. What's happening? Whoosh! Ah! To be continued. Uh-oh. Here we go, Ninja. Kirby's Dream Land. Hoover maneuvers. The residents of Dreamland led an extremely peaceful life until a gluttonous beast named King Dedede and his villainous henchmen invaded. They stole all of the Dreamland's sparkling stars in Dreamland. Sparkling stars are used to gather food. Obviously, a lack of food can be a big problem. They needed help. The star of this Nintendo Game Boy game shows us a very, very versatile little critter named Kirby. He can inhale most enemies and then spit them out at other enemies to give them a taste of their own medicine. By pressing up on the control pack, Kirby will take a big gulp and fill his body with air so that he can float over obstacles and or enemies. When Kirby is floating through the air, you can push the B button and make him exhale a blast of air, which can also wipe out a majority of Dreamland's trespassers. If Kirby floats high enough and then exhales, he becomes crashing down on an enemy and not take any damage. Kirby begins the game with 6 vitality blocks. Each hit he takes from an enemy will cause him to lose a block. Go get him, Kirby. The people of Dreamland are counting on you. Don't count your rupees yet. Richard liked that. It has begun. Ninja's ready. The Kirby experience starts here. Albino Kirby. Yeah, he was white instead of pink. Nice catch there. Little ball of mass destruction. Wispy Woods always beating up on this poor tree here. I don't know why he hates this tree so much. Castle of Lolo. Oh, Lolo and La 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 from the NES game. Lolo returns, but he's brought a friend, making good use of the levels by jumping up or down and gulping the blocks and then spit them at the twins. Oh, they're bosses. I forgot about them. They were in this game. How do you think Kirby sounds, Brian? Can you read making a Kirby impression? Yeah. Hi! Lolo returns, but he's brought a friend, making good use of the levels by jumping up or down and gulping the blocks, then spit them out at them. That's my Kirby. Miyamoto wanted him to be yellow, but Sakurai liked pink better. Boy, yellow Kirby, huh? That's why he's white here. Wait. So Miyamoto wanted yellow. Were we talking about the Game Boy? And Sakurai wanted... So they just didn't decide to compromise. They just made him the opposite color of... They didn't pick either one of them? Well, I thought it was because the Game Boy couldn't display. Like, white was better? Miyamoto's ways. Meddling with other people's project. Okay, you did like my Kirby? Thank you. Because I think he does talk, like in some later Kirbys, he goes, hi! Like he has a real high-pitched voice. Laszlo's Leap. I never heard of this. It's like checkers? What is this? Have you guys ever heard of this? Willow Flapper's Ear. What the heck is this game? Hardcore puzzle, but this is for hardcore puzzle players. So if you like puzzle games, I know this is a game Richard would not like. His character designs weren't finalized. Wasn't Kirby really a placement? Wasn't this like really a placement character for what it was going to be? And they just decided on to keep this? Like Hulk originally being gray. Okay. So Hulk is originally gray. Excuse me. Ugh. Kirby to talk, most of the characters are like silent protagonist types, you know, because Nintendo. Summer CES 92. See what we got here. Before E3, there was Summer CES in Chicago or Atlanta. I think it was Chicago. The Summer Computer Electronics Show in Chicago came early this year. It brought with it a flood of new titles for all three Nintendo systems, but that wasn't the only flood. For this time, first time in CES company in history, consumers were invited to view and play the hot titles of the future. Showgoers got a feast of fun and hands-on experience in the 76,000 square foot Nintendo booth, the biggest in CES history. Thousands of players flocked to a huge arcade featuring every current Super NES title, while others crowded in to get a look at upcoming titles such as NCAA Basketball, Mario Kart, and Mario Paint. There was a video and live entertainment. In an interview, Mario, who joked with the crowd, video game counselors, and video sketch artists, but fun is serious business, and the real purpose of CES is for retailers to decide what products they'll carry over the next months. The Chicago show is particularly important because it covers the holiday season when so many consumers purchases are made. Read on for a rundown of the latest and greatest from Nintendo and its licensed companies. Nintendo of America started the show by stunning the electronics industry with the announcement that it would sell the Super NES control deck separately with controller for a remarkable price of $99.99. That was just the beginning of the big news from the big end. The highlighted Super NES games were greeted with rave reviews, particularly Mario Kart, Mario Paint, and NCAA Basketball. Battle Clash for the Super Scope got tons of playtime, as did Yoshi for the NES. Super Mario Land 2 was heralded as the biggest game ever for Game Boy. Over at Capcom's booth, around the entire show, everyone was talking about Street Fighter 2. The arcade and Super NES Smash and Bash hit was displayed on a gigantic multi-screen display, but Capcom dazzled players with other titles, as well as Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. They said Mystical Quest, it's Magical Mouse. That's a fun game. So I have a sad memory from Magical Quest that you'd probably like. Well, Mommy, the only dance I ever went to in school, this game was out. I borrowed it from a friend the night before the dance that I used to play games with. And there was this girl I kind of had a crush on, maybe a little bit. Maybe I just saw her and I thought she was cute. Her name was Heidi. I won't say her last name. But I asked her to dance. I worked up all this courage. I asked her to dance. And she told me, "I'm sorry, I don't dance slow." And I was sad. And I went back, probably walking around the school, kind of sad and dejected. And then later that night, I saw her dancing with another kid. And I was so sad. I still remember feeling so sad. I went home, and I had Magical Quest. And I played Magical Quest, and I felt better. And I like Magical Quest. So that's my story about Magical Quest. If you never played Magical Quest, it's a fun game. Magical Quest dazzled players with beautiful graphics and whimsical animation. The first look at MVP football was limited to a few screens, but the game has real potential. More big news from Capcom was an announcement of Mega Man 5 for the NES and The Empire Strikes Back for Game Boy. All of the brochures from Acclaim weighed about a ton, which is fitting for a company that has become heavy weight in the software ring. As if to prove the truth with this, Acclaim hosted an autograph session with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, George Foreman, who will appear in video bouts on all three Nintendo systems. Bart's Nightmare is finally nearing completion. Looked like the best Simpsons spin-off game yet. What could be cooler than a giant Bartzilla stomping on Springfield? How about Bartman battling Radioactive Man on the NES? Or Bart vs. the Juggernauts for Game Boy? One version of the T2 the arcade game It may even match the hip shooting action of the coin-op by using the super scope. Acclaim is also working on the Amazing Spider-Man and the Uncanny X-Men arcade Revenge, in which you can control 4 of the X-Men and Spider-Man through the own missions of 2 versions of the Incredible Crash Dummies, one for the NES and one for the Game Boy. Kirby, yep, it was a huge imprinting and made him green in some issues. It was a bug in print. Oh, really? So they just like that better then? A Mega Man costume that's rad. Wait. What did I miss? That was a while ago, right? Mega Man costume? Oh, right here, right here. That is pretty cool. You have Wile E. Coyote. There's the Lost Vikings guy. What's his name? Is that Felix? Yes, right there. That's Felix the cat. That's a pity. Kids can be cruel. Yeah, I was sad. I'm sure you would have treated her better than that kid ever would. That's for sure. No, it wasn't like it was just the fact that like I worked up all that courage and I asked her and she turned me down, and that's bad. And I felt terrible. But then she like lied and said she doesn't dance slow. I would have rather had she said not lied and said no thanks, you know. But she lied to me to say that, and then she was dancing with somebody else. I was just sad. But Magical Quest made up for it. I went home and played that, and I felt a lot better. I'm sure you would have treated her better, yeah. Ninja Goon. Unless it was Yoshi. Oh. Then I wouldn't have. Hey, Malta, welcome back. Yeah, this is 1992. So this is... what issue is this? This is the cover, Malta. This is from August 1992. It was a... The games were fun in 1992. I don't know about anything else. Worst time in my life was when I was going into high school. Which I was still in middle school this time, but games were fun. Well, Brian, I will give you a tip. If you're ever dating, never tell the girl you like other M. Most sane females consider it a deal breaker. Well, what if I meet a girl who likes other M? What should I do then? I like you, Brian. Thank you, Malta. You're pretty cool. I think you're cool too, Malta. Here we go. So where were we at? Konami always comes through with some of the hottest titles ever. CES Batman Returns, although a few demo screens were shown, became one of the most talked about future games. The early version of NFL football for the Super NES sported 360 degrees scrolling views and options for everything from weather conditions to stadiums. Cybernator, a side-scrolling Super NES robot shooter, had the feel and excitement of Contra 3, while Prince of Persia for the Super NES featured the exceptional animation of the Game Boy and NES versions, but with all the new adventures, one of the more innovative programs shown was Tiny Toons Cartoon Workshop. Using 9 Tiny Toons characters, you can create animated 5-minute cartoons. And my playlist died here, so I'm going to start a new one here. 1 second. Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. That's okay. Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. I mentioned Super WrestleMania. I was very disappointed in. I was a big Looney Tunes fan, specifically Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Me and my dad used to watch that Sundays. I think it came on TBS or something. And I wanted this game so bad. It looked so beautiful. It looked just like the cartoon in my eyes. I got it and played it, and it played like garbage. I still convinced myself it was okay, but it's not really that great. I do want to play through this on stream sometime. It's insanely difficult. So it plays like Sonic the Hedgehog, but with really floaty controls. The coyote's always chasing you, and the level design is nonsensical. It's very hard. I think I might have beat it as a kid because I remember fighting a giant robot, Wile E. Coyote. I may have beaten him, I may have not, I can't remember. I played it recently this summer, and I got pretty far, so I think I could beat it if I put in a few hours of work on it. Because I have nostalgic feelings for this game, but I'm more disappointed. Like, more disappointed in it than anything, because it could have been so much better. It looks amazing. $1992 was a good year. Well, you got Kirby, the first Kirby game. You had Street Fighter 2 came out. You had Magic Sword came out. You had Link to the Past came out in 91, but I guess 92. Yeah, Link to the Past was 91. NES was... The Super NES was getting some good stuff. The NES was getting, like, some light games, like Panic Restaurant. Darkwing Duck. Hey, Turtle, welcome. How's it going, Turtle? Your internet is slow today. Did you get your phone back from your mom? You got a new phone? Did you get it back? Yeah, it's really slow. Can't even keep up with the video. So I won't go through all these. This is Batman Return of the Joker, interplay with Claymates, The Lost Vikings, 2 Super NES offerings expected by the end of the year. The Vikings, it wasn't even called The Lost Vikings, it was just The Vikings. Joe and Mac. Cool World, based on the movie. Roland's Curse 2, a Game Boy game. McKids, Color a Dinosaur. Wayne's World. Ren and Stimpy. Universal Soldier, based on the Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Felix the Cat. Mystic Quest, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, like an beginner RPG that's very on rails. At least you had an N64. I did. I was lucky enough to get one that first Christmas it came out. The last system my parents bought me. I still remember where I was sitting on the floor opening that box. I still remember the position being vertically and opening it. How can I remember that so clearly? Like, I remember the spot on the floor I was sitting when I opened that box. Because I knew the size of it, of the box. It was that perfect size. I knew I tilted it up and opened it. How do I remember that? I can't remember what I did yesterday. I'm happy I don't have too much work on the weekends. I've been grinding all week. You got to get that D up to an A, right? Turtle, or a B at least, right? Oh, ASCII modeled their new Super Advantage joystick. Although it was kept under glass, the new controller looks well laid out. I'll have to show that sometimes. I have that. It's like a Super Advantage, it's called. Since I'm a gamer, is your... my name is basically a... my friends gave it to me when I was playing poker with them. I didn't know how to play poker, and they asked what I had, what hand I had, and I said I got kings, because I had 2 kings, and I said I got kings. So that's what they called me. They called me that. I don't really have... I'm terrible at picking out names, so it may change in the future if I find something better. Sculptured Software, Star Wars. I think that's it. I'm going kind of skimming through to see what the games coming up are, because I don't want to read all of this, but because there's a lot of marketing fluff in here. I just want to browse the games. Can you guys hear the soundtrack okay, or do I need to turn it up a bit? Super Mario Bros. Adventures. Last month, when Princess Toadstool threatened to topple the tower with a bomb, Wicked Wendy O. Koopa called her bluff. Before the princess could act, though, Wendy dumped her and the rest of the Mario Brothers gang into a dungeon. The dungeon denizens flame breath, Reznors, and everyone knows that fire and fuses are a lethal combination. Kaboom! Launch. Oh no! Whoa! Womp. We made it! And Bowser is blown to bits! I can't believe they pulled it off without my direction. Okay, Luigi, give me back my gown. I don't know, I'm beginning to like it. Oh, geez, Luigi, okay. I'm not saying anything. Yeah. Like I said, my bombs are the best money can buy. Rest stock now. And buy in bulk. They're cheaper by the dozen. We won't be needing any more of your bombs now. Well, if you're not buying, I'd better be flying. I have pots to peddle, vice grips to vend. He's a man on a mission. Amazing. Koopa's conquered the kingdom. Koopa's conquered. The kingdom is safe at last. And we rescued Mario to boot. Thanks to you, Princess. What do you say? We do lunch back at the castle. What do you say we do lunch back at the castle? Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. The end. That was the I was expecting a better... Oh wait, no, it's not the end. Okay. Wait, this adventure isn't done yet. Isn't a done deal yet. What do you mean? We didn't exactly drive here. Oh, on the Koopa's Expressway. Oh yeah. We warped here through that pipe. That looks like a expression Ninja would use in a he's like very like trolly. Way up there, I think we need an alternate route. Oh no, we're stuck here forever? Keep your crown on. I have an idea. You still have that flying cape, don't you, Princess? Sure, but there's one of it and lots of us. I'll fly home. Then I'll send a rescue party for you. Excellent idea, Toad. Go for it. Up and away. We're counting on you. Don't crash. Later that day. Look. The pipe, look. Dangle, dangle, dangle. Our rescue team. You can hear it fine. That's good. Thank you, Turtle. Change your name to BB, aka Boomer Brian. So, Richard, I looked up the generation gaps. So, Generation X is from 1965 to 1980. I am a Generation Xer, not a Boomer. YouTube requires 3 or more letters, don't they? Does it? I'm not sure. Probably. The AKA part is also part of the name. So the name would be Boomer, aka Boomer Brian. Okay. Okay. Change username to Brian the Voice Acting King. Oh, thank you, Turtle. Richard likes my voice acting too. This was a strange Mario back. Richard or Ninja's just like we're talking about like boomers and all this stuff, and then Ninja's like, this was a strange manga, wasn't it? Brian, I got voices. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. The emotion and sheer power of his Mario impression is great. Thank you, Turtle. You're making me blush. Thank you. At your service. Watch your step. Yippee! I'm glad this adventure's over. That makes 2 of us. Uh-oh. Doesn't look too happy. You to the end of the line. Ouch, what was that big idea? Luigi, something's weird's going down. Slice. Mario! No! What's going on here? Bwahaha, my sinister plot worked. You didn't really think I'd let you go so easily, did you? Bowser! Thwomp, thwomp, thwomp. Thwomp, thwomp, thwomp. How? They've taken control of the Mushroom Kingdom! No, Princess! Ha ha ha! You'll have to excuse me. I have a wedding to wait. Ciao! That creepy Koopa! Come back here! Go! Have some fun with the Benjamin Brothers! Yow! It's raining Mecha Koopas! Kapow! Take that! That'll teach you to mess with the Mario Brothers! Whomp! Whomp! Yoshi! Swamp! He's a bottomless pit! Lucky for us! Yum! Pop! Egad! He sprouts wings. Mario, look! He sprouted wings when he ate that blue shell! That's cool they kept with canon. I'm flying! Hey, wait for me! I thought I'd never say that's cool they kept with canon, but there I did. Also, all aboard the Yoshi Express! Follow that Koopa copter! Whirl. Drat, which way did he go? Luigi, are you sure this is the right direction? I'm positive! Oh, brother, we're lost. Yoshi, which way did he go? Yoshi! Uh-oh. He spit out the blue shell. Sputter, 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 sputter. Crash landing! They're falling down. Splat! Ah! Luigi, did we make it? Are we here? Where are we? Don't ask me. Holy rigatoni! Quit clowning around, Luigi. Look! There's like a ghost house in the distance. Ah! Kaboomer Gaming is also a good... That is not bad, actually. Kaboomer Gaming. What about Kaboomer? Kaboomer. So here's tips for Draken. How do I find the first tiers? It's by Robin Kraus. Defenders of Dynatron City by Paul Rush. Wizards and Warriors 3. How do I get past the beehive? By James Mayo. Where's the Thieves Guild? How do I get out of the underground? Boxel, how do I solve room 3-2? That's Linda Harvey. Here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. A time-traveling adventure. Dudes, the Turtles are back, and they're rocking harder than ever in their very first Super Nintendo adventure. Turtles in Time makes the sixth Nintendo outing for the four turtle sewer surfers from New York City. Using the advanced capabilities of the Super NES, the programmers at Konami have radically improved the graphics and sound, which you may be familiar with from the previous Turtle games. It's shell-shocking. As soon as you turn the game on, you'll notice the differences. A really cool thing about this game is that it uses digitally sampled voices to introduce each of the 10 stages. Scaling and other Mode 7 graphic tricks are employed in the action and cinematic scenes, but overall the game's setup isn't radically different from the side-scrolling action of the NES Turtles games. You'd like it when you read your comics. Oh, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. You could show us your amiibo collection. Well, they're all in a tub. And I have a lot more back home boxed. I have basically the complete collection from Smash Brothers up until the launch of the Switch, all boxed. I want to sell, because they're taking up so much space, and I have a loose set in a tub here. I could just show you the tub sometime. You don't want to see that, though. Indeed. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments on my voice acting. Here's Cowabunga. Here's where it begins. Shredder talks with him in the TV. Options. The Turtles take to their traditional programming sewers. There's a time limit of 60 seconds. The options screen allows a player to dial in the settings to their upcoming adventure. Choose from easy, normal, and hard. Levels easy allows 3 continues. Normal has 4 and hard has 5. There's 12 different settings you can choose from. Control your jumps, attacks, special attacks. Another nice feature is the game options screen. Allows you to set the number of turtles you can have and backup lives. Oh, time trial, that's neat. Okay, who's your favorite turtle? I think we asked this before. Which one's your favorite turtle? And why is it Donatello? Tell me now. Dash attack, flying kick, slide, shoulder bash. So, Big Apple, 3 a.m. Big Apple, 3 a.m. Scene 1. You got the giant Krang, laser eyes. Alley Cat Blues. Sewer Surfing. The Technodrome. Let's kick shell. This seems to be most like... I agree. I think it is the most like Turtle game. I like 3 a lot, too. On the NES. But this one's really, really good. So, Richard likes Leonardo? Yeah, I could see you being a Leonardo fan. Leo, because he's blue. Okay, Turtle. Just not... Yeah, Raph is a jerk. I agree. I'm glad we could agree on that. So, Turtle, have you watched the Turtles at all? Are you familiar with them? Skull and Crossbones. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Bury my shell at Wounded Knee. Neon Knight Riders. So Neon Knight Riders. Scene 9. AD 2100. Starbase. This takes place in the year 2020. If you play the game, the year that this says on the screen is 2020. Fighting Krang. It's a pretty long game. Here's the poster for this month. We have Felix the Cat. I did hang this one on my wall. Oh, we got some Lufia 2 music. Oh no, this is the Lufia last battle, but it begins at Lufia 2 too. They play it at the beginning of Lufia 2. Of Lufia. And then we have... got some maps for the turtles. You have watched Turtles, okay. And you should watch You mentioned that before, Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. You mentioned that twice, I think. Probably should. I'm sure you're all aware, the best turtle... I'm the best turtle. Leo is the second best. So you're the best turtle pie? Okay. Well, let's take that. Here's Wings. Mario Paint. There's a mouse and a mouse pad. With the power of the mouse, you can move quickly and draw like you would with a pen. Slide the mouse on its pad to move the cursor on the screen. Press to click. You mentioned it 5 times, but who's counting? Well, I think you're counting, Richard. Your memory is like a steel trap. Where is his hair? Whose hair? On here? That guy? Animation. There's a contest to win Krusty's Super Funhouse. Or Krusty's Funhouse you could win. Mario Man. Well, it's right here. It's just not colored in. There's he has little sideburns. It's under his hat, Turtle. Not my type of game, Richard says. This one? You'd like the Fly Swatter game, probably. Oh, maybe not. You probably wouldn't like that. Oh, Contraforce. Let's see what George and Rob have to say about Contraforce. You're on 140p. He looks like Kalu to me. Kalu? Contraforce. This game is quite a bit different from all of the other Contra titles. Not only are the graphics in a completely different style, but the fact that you can switch characters is also new. It's a nice change of pace for the Contra series. Rob says... So he seemed a little more positive on it, George. Rob says, after playing the Contra 3 Blast Fest for the Super NES, I'd say that Contraforce is indeed a change of pace. While the game is still non-stop combat, it's also probably more strategic oriented than the other games. Ooh, Gargoyle's Quest 2. Let's see what they have to say about this. George says, the first Gargoyle's Quest was one of the most original and challenging games I've ever seen for the Game Boy, and the same originally holds true for this NES version. Rob says, it may be a little too challenging for some players, but this is still an awesome game. Oh, here we go, Ninja. Let's see what they say about Kirby's Dream Land. Donnie's your favorite. Mine too, Turtle. High five. George says, Kirby has a very unique way of attacking his enemies. He consumes them and spits them back out at the other enemies. That and the excellent play control make Kirby's Dream Land a real fun game. Rob says, Kirby is kind of marshmallowish, which could lead you to think that the game's geared towards only very young players. But it does offer plenty of challenge for more experienced players as well. I'd like to see an NES or Super NES version. Maybe Kirby could take on the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or the Pillsbury Doughboy. So they both seem to like it. Mario Paint. While Mario Paint might seem like a real special interest program, it's so well made that I think that anyone who has even a remote interest in creating drawings, animations, or music will really like it. Rob says, I think that this program is really cool and will be a blast for people of any age. Kirby versus Majin Buu. And Ninja's like, what? Why? Turtles in Time, George says, I gave the last Turtles game a low mark because it's sameness to the other Turtles in that area of plot. This fourth installment goes beyond the standard Turtles formula with time travel idea, so I'd have to say that it's pretty cool. I'd like the graphics and the story, but the play control is a little difficult, especially when you've got to throw Foot Clan fighters towards the screen in order to take out the enemies in the foreground. Here's the releases. Kirby's Dream Land, Lazo's Leap, Miner 2490, Words Triss, and Word Zap. Who can eat more? Majin Buu or Kirby? So wait a minute, Majin Buu can absorb powers, right? Can he? So that is an apt comparison Richard made. I have to actually wonder if Boo was based off of Kirby. They're both pink blobs who have food. Plus they can absorb like powers and stuff. Yeah, you want to see them copy each other. They probably implode. Here we go. Let's see what's in the top 20 for the NES. Super Mario Bros. 3, Mega Man 2, and Tecmo Super Bowl. Get the heck out of here. Legend of Zelda, number 4. Oh, Legend of Zelda really moved up. Battletoads, number 5. TMNT 3, The Manhattan Project. Final Fantasy, Tetris, Mega Man 3, Tiny Toon Adventures, Super Mario Bros. 2, Dragon Warrior 3, Metroid. Metroid's up there in the top 20. Dr. Mario, Paperboy, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link at 17. Simpsons, Bart vs. the World, TMNT 2, the arcade game, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at number 20. Tecmo greater than Do-Re... Get out of here, Ninja. Do-Re-Mi was on Super Nintendo, Ninja. And it didn't even come out... It was on Super Famicom. It didn't even come out here. Super NES, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Mario World, Final Fantasy II. The Final Fantasy II crew must have taken a flight in their ship because they cruised right into the number 3 spot this month. Almost any... Now you guys are just trolling me. I know nobody, no sane person could think that game is not charming and fun to play. Or at least fun to look at, and that soundtrack's not great. Do-Re-Mi cannot... You're right, Ninja. Yeah, thank you, Turtle. Can't catch a break. Super Castlevania 4, well, way up to 6. Contra 3 is right behind it in number 7. SimCity, Final Fight, ActRaiser, Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior, Lemmings, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, The Addams Family, Pilot Wings, Joe and Mac, UN Squadron, Super Adventure Island, Super Off-Road, and Super Smash TV. Pinobi greater... No. Turtle, I have played Pinobi, and it is not greater than Do-Re-Mi. I gave Pinobi a chance. It was average at best. Do-Re-Mi is fantastic. Super Mario Land, Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and Battletoads for the Game Boy. Final Fantasy Adventure, The Simpsons Escape from Camp Deadly. Richard, now I know you're trolling. Bart vs. the Space, I hate that game. You guys have been hanging around Turbo too much. You're getting the trolling game bumped up here. Mega Man in Dr. Wily's Revenge, TMNT 2 Back from the Sewers, TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Final Fantasy Legend, Prince of Persia, Faceball 2000, Operation C, Super RC Pro-Am, Home Alone, Mega Man 2, and Addams Family. Here we go. Let's read these kids for this month, the players' picks. What games do these kids pick? Here's their pictures. We have 6 kids here. Jason Merritt from Hastings, Minnesota. The Addams Family. Final Fight. Super Off-Road. WWF Super WrestleMania. And Super Bases Loaded. Adrian Fong from Homestead, Florida. Zelda: A Link to the Past. Super Castlevania. Super Mario World. F-Zero and Draken. Turner Arlington from Lynchburg, Virginia. SimCity, Super Castlevania 4, Pilot Wings, ActRaiser, and Link to the Past. Steve Hugh from Henderson, Nevada. We have Zelda: A Link to the Past, Pilot Wings, John Madden Football, Final Fight, and Final Fantasy II. Daniel Provencio from Moore, Oklahoma. Zelda: A Link to the Past, Final Fantasy II, F-Zero, Castlevania 4, and Super Mario World. Jason Leaks from Lola, Kansas. Super Castlevania 4, Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Baseball Simulator 1000, Super Mario World, and WWF Super WrestleMania. Skyrim, greater than Witcher, greater than Kirby, greater than Castlevania, greater than Zelda 2, greater than Do-Re-Mi. I'm not even going to respond to Do-Re-Mi hate on this channel, on my videos anymore. It's not even worth it. Not worth it. I know Go Amy is a great game. That's all I have to know. This is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. So Nintendo Power asks, if you could design your own game, what would it be like? And Will Smith says, I would probably be along the lines of Zelda game, the kind of game that you can go back and play again and again. It's not just one time, and the game is over like the other ones that make you figure out what to do next. Nintendo Power, how did you like the new games we sent you? Will said, I liked them all, but I definitely liked The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past the best. Jazzy Jeff says, my favorite was NCAA football. It's the best basketball game I've ever played in my life. It's even better than actually playing by myself. Nintendo Power, that game uses a special technique called Mode 7 to create a rotational effect. Jazzy Jeff says, yeah, it was great. You get the view from like a camera, so it's like watching the game. It's really on TV. And I really like the artistic sounds when the ball hits the rim. It sounds like they actually sampled it right off from a basketball game. The slam dunks sound real too. When you get slammed on, you feel embarrassed. And Nintendo Power says, did you play NCAA basketball, Will? And Will said, I tried it for a little bit, but as soon as I put the Link game in, Jeff says, yeah, you couldn't take it out. It's like me with the basketball game. How far did you get, Will? Will says, I found the 2 pendants. I need to find one more before I can get the Master Sword. Jeff says, he needs help. I called him and he didn't hear a word I said on the phone. I could hear him in the background collecting coins or something. Superman great. Atari ET greater than Doremi. Monopoly on NES. This is actually a good version of Monopoly. I should play this sometime so you see it. The samples in it are good. It plays really fast. It's actually a fun way to play Monopoly. Axlay. This is a fun game. I finally beat it on normal after years of trying. Not years of trying, but after hours of trying. But I didn't get mad once at this game. I never get mad at games. I was able to beat it. Adventure Island 3? Much like Adventure Island 2, I think it's very similar. I want to play through this one because I played through 2. And I think this one's a lot like 2, so I didn't really feel like playing it again. I don't really care for the first Adventure Island, but 2's fun. It has enough differences with the dinosaurs you can collect, and this is kind of introduces a new dinosaur. Yes, hopelessly reading chat. Japan Watch. Because of the anticipated release of Dragon Warrior 5, many Japanese companies have been holding back their new games. Here's a few games that will soon be released. Rockman 5, known as Mega Man here in the US, will soon be released for the Family Computer or Famicom. And this time, the boss characters were designed by players. The players send in their favorite boss ideas to Capcom, which then selected the best in the programmers and programmed them into the game. All the winners get their names included in the credits
of the game on the Super Famicom. Japanese players are looking forward to Parodius, a quirky sequel to Gradius, with the emphasis on funny enemies and weapons. Even the name Parodius is taken from the word parody, which means to poke lighthearted fun at something, which is what you guys are doing to me with my love of Do-Re-Mi fantasy. Gossip galore. The Super NES has been capturing a lot of headlines recently. With the success of great games like Zelda: A Link to the Past and Street Fighter II, but the NES and the Game Boy continues to attack top titles. Acclaim continues to produce quality games for all three systems, almost as fast as we can write down their names. The new version of Spider-Man 2 is shown below, along with the NES version of Krusty's Funhouse. Roger Clemens' MVT Baseball and George Foreman's KO Boxing for Game Boy look hot also. And in NES, there's also Tower of Radia, Tecmo's first RPG, unless you count Tecmo Cup, the world's first and only RPG soccer game, the first NES game to jump onto the rollerblade bandwagon under development in high-tech expressions. While we're on the subject of cool sports, IGS comes out with World Ice Hockey for Game Boy. On the adventure front, Squaresoft showed this Packwatch, an early version of Mystical Quest. The Super NES game emphasizes Zelda-type search and puzzles with RPG battles and features a wonderful cast. Imaginary monsters. One game completely lacking in monsters is Hatris. So yeah, that's pretty much the highlights of what games are on the horizon. So you see Axlay's coming out, Bart's Nightmare, Equinox, James Bond Jr., Monopoly for Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart, Super Double Dragon still coming out, Super Star Wars. Future games, Adventure Island 3, Felix the Cat, Dragon Warrior 4. It's okay, Brian. We think Brian is greater than Do-Re-Mi. Well, thank you, Richard. I don't think I'm greater than Do-Re-Mi. I think Do-Re-Mi is much better than me, actually. Chrono Trigger's music. Oh, yeah, it was. This is Mega Man X music. Have y'all seen this Super Street Fighter movie animated, the fight scenes? I've seen one of them, Turtle. I forget which one it was. It was an old one. Street Fighter, Turtle. Or Richard. SF stands for Street Fighter. I saw one, but it was a long time ago, maybe early 2000s. Soul Blazer, another Quintet game. This is, I'm playing Illusion of Gaia, you know, which is, as you know, Lemon really likes Illusion of Gaia, and I really like it too. But this was the first of the series of games in that series. There's Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. This was the first one. And there's a lot of similarities between this and Terranigma. No, wait, Brian is way better than Do-Re-Mi. Brian is watchable. Man, no, Do-Re-Mi is better than me. Prince of Persia, Richard. There you go. Jetsons, Robot Panic. So you think you're a power player. How many games have you finished? Anyway, if you're an avid player, you should be familiar with most of the photos on this page. Maybe not. See if you tell what games these endings belong to. And while we're at it, keep sending us photos of the endings of games which you've completed. You just might see your name in our Power Players issue. That is from... That's Mystic Quest, right? That's Turtles 3. That's Shadowgate, right? That's Lolo 3. Panic Restaurant. Mario World. Did you know what all of the games are? Just in case just in case you're stumped, we'll print out the titles of the games on page 115 in volume 40.
So next month we'll see. You love Prince of Persia? I know, you mentioned that. That's why I pointed that out. Prince of Persia was one of my earliest emulated games. Ah, see, Turtle likes it too. I mean, it's no Do-Re-Mi Fantasy, but it's okay, I guess. That's it for me tonight. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a fun time. And we'll do this again next week. Have a good night. Thanks for Turtle, for Ninja, Richard, Soulfire, Arcade, Games Broke, Hacky Madman, Retro Nerverse, and I think that's it. You stop by. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Take care.